Yo, what's going on? I don't know about you, bro, but that little intro there gave me all the chills coming off an incredible Monday Night Raw. And we don't usually do this, but we're going to actually start today's podcast by talking about Raw. But as always, it is Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building, bro. You know, sometimes when you're working on a Tuesday morning, you know, you get to avoid spoilers lah.
Yeah.
But then for some reason I had like my skin started crawling while I was in my meeting.
You
I
had
feel the need, you know.
As Matt Hardy would say, you had a premonition of something dark and diabolical that would happen, huh?
Bro, I swear, I tell you, at 11:55, my skin started crawling. And like, okay, I needed to check Twitter. Just check only.
Bro,
holy shit.
Can I just say, Raw is just popping off on all levels. Not just what we saw at the end of Raw, but in the middle of Raw, the big return as well. Holy moly, what is going on? Did we just like have WrestleMania happen? I thought this kind of shit only happens after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania.
In Papa H, we trust.
Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me say hello to everybody in chat. The chat's already popping, making comments. Like the whole locker room is dead. We go live and Mr. Young and FRGN are dead in the studio. The horror! Zayden, what's up? Rishi, Edison, Div Royalty. It's good to see everybody. Jason, I see you as well. Thanks for being here. Man, we have so many things to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, thanks guys for waiting 20 minutes. I know, I know the running joke now between all of us is that if we are late, that means we are going live. So now we will understand why we took some time to set up. But I think today is going to be a very, very special episode in more ways than one, huh, Mr. Young?
Exactly. And not only are we live, we have live with us someone who is live in Glasgow, Scotland right now. Yes, you can see how this all links coming off of Clash at the Castle in Scotland, right?
Yeah, for sure. But before that, we want to thank you guys once again for joining us live on the podcast, for listening in, for following us and everything from Patreon to Discord. We also got to thank our lovely sponsors first and foremost at the top of the studio, top of the episode. We should say that first, yeah?
That's right. A big shout out to Mirage Advisory, who support what we do, love what we do, help us spread the word of pro wrestling here in Singapore and around the world. Please go check them out. They are the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. They are our tribal chiefs.
Yeah, appreciate them as well. We are trying our very best to get them to come to another, pro wrestling show, local wrestling show at the end of the month with Grapple Max having their two-day event, Destinies.
Dual Destinies on the 29th and 30th of June. If you haven't gotten your tickets, hey, go check it out. It's going to be my birthday weekend as well. So if you're there, come and say hi to me. Say happy birthday. I'll be there.
Of course. And also, if you guys love, Daniel and, Fyros and all of them, the way they talk about wrestling as well, you got a chance to see them as well. Hopefully. So shout out to Mirage Advisory.
Absolutely. And do us a favor, okay, if you haven't already, drop them a follow on their social media page. Instagram is the page. There you go, MIRAJ Advisory. If you're just listening to this on Spotify right now, you're like, guys, I can't see it. Well, there you go. MIRAJ Advisory on Instagram. If you ever see them, if you love one of their posts, for example, they got lots of great, fun content. If you like any of that stuff, go into the comments and say, kick to the gun, send me.
Yeah, I mean, I see people that follow them. I can see a couple of our listeners. So
yes,
shout out to you guys. Love you.
Absolutely. And also, at this point, I know it's about lunchtime here in Singapore, so you might be feeling a little bit peckish. I don't know if I'm, if I'm tempting you, if I'm making your stomach rumble a little bit more, but we gotta give a shout out to our other sponsor here on the show.
Yeah, lemak. And you guys, nowadays, people are telling me, hey, where can I find this lemak? I'm very too lazy to order or what. Bro, they have a pop-up store at Arab Street now, bro. No excuses already.
So if you're around the area, you can go over there, drop by their pop-up shop. Or, like you mentioned, they have delivery options as well. They have several pop-ups all around Singapore. So go and look for them. In fact, if you need more information about where their latest pop-up is, just go to their Instagram page. Once again, social media, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You can see all of the locations that they're having the show, their pop-ups on. The one at Arab Street, I really love it because I actually visited the store.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a stone's throw from the Sultan Mosque.
Mm.
And not only do they have like finger food, like, all your typical bites, right? They got their roti kirai, they got their kueh jongko, if you like Malay desserts. Ooh, all that gula melaka goodness.
Look at this. I
And
see this gula melaka and coconut milk. Look at this. Oh, my God.
yeah, bro. And the best part is I'm a coffee lover, or I'm more like an instant coffee lover. I don't want to waste time make some, very, very atas coffee. I just want my instant coffee ready to go before I go to work. They have their own brand of instant coffee, multi-flavored, vegan free, and what do you call it? All those
Vegan free. Vegan free.
Is there such a thing? Oh
No,
my
no,
God,
I think you meant the opposite, right? It's vegan, not vegan
Bro,
free.
it's vegan friendly, sugar free. Oh my God, I'm gonna get knocked the F out by our sponsor. Die liao. Okay, but anyway, the most important thing, they are halal. Okay. That's
Oh,
the
yes,
thing I
there
want
you
to
go.
say. Yes.
So, yes, do us a favor as well. Go to their social media page, lemak.lemak on Instagram. They have other social media pages as well. Go check them out, drop them a follow. And of course, if you're feeling hungry, you know where to go. Let them know that Kick to the Gut sent you. You'll feel a really good, nice kick to the gut, but in a good way after you makan your lemak. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay, we get all the formalities out of the way, Mr. Young. Oh my God. I know what people want to talk about today is not just, what happened on Raw, because Raw literally just happened seconds ago, but
Yes.
also WWE Clash at the Castle Scotland.
Oh my God, what an incredible event. And you know what? It's not just us that are going to be talking about it. And it's kind of crazy, right? Do you realize the last few pay-per-views or PLEs, we've had Singaporeans go overseas, fly there just to watch it. And because, we love to get that sort of action, that reaction from the ground, we have one such individual waiting for us on the Zoom right now.
Unbelievable, bro. Do you want to do the introductions? You want to welcome him?
Absolutely. You know what? Y'all, please give it up for Mama Gaddafi!
Yo!
Hey everyone. Good afternoon. What's up?
To set the context, it is 5 a.m. plus. Okay, so the fact that you woke up at 5 a.m. to come on the podcast to chat with us, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you, not a problem. I'm very happy to be here.
Okay.
It's kind of like a dream, like, I've always seen you guys start a bit late every time, so now I can join you guys
Nice.
being late as well.
Now you're from the other side of the camera. You understand what goes on behind the scenes now.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So
yeah.
Gaddafi, who is in Scotland right now, obviously you went there for Clash at the Castle. Before we talk about Clash at the Castle, because we really want to know what the atmosphere was like on the ground. We see it, we all know this, it's a different experience, right? From watching it on the network to being there live. But before we get there, man, right now, wrestling social media is buzzing because what happened on Raw. And
Yeah.
I feel a little bit bad, bro, because we're gonna spoil it for you right now, and I'm very excited to see your reactions also as to the fallout. Right, I just alluded to earlier. It feels like a Raw after WrestleMania because social media is just popping right now. Okay, first of all, we had Drew McIntyre quitting in the middle of the ring. Thoughts?
Oh my God, this is your live reaction.
Yeah. No kidding. He literally came out to the ring. He's like, I can't do this anymore. This CM Punk shit. This is, it's effed up. I quit. And he walked right out. And they did the whole, they did the whole pen shot all the way to the back where, you had Triple H trying to talk to him. Adam Pearce tried to talk to him like, hey, relax, like, hey. But he's like, no, I quit. So there's an I quit angle going on, obviously. So that's one, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, that's crazy because I think, based on what CM Punk said on the press conference, if you managed to watch a bit of it,
Oh my
he
gosh.
said SmackDown is going to happen live in Chicago this Friday. And most likely he said he's going to announce whether he's cleared to wrestle or not during this period. Very interestingly, Drew McIntyre quit in the middle of the ring and walked away right before that happened. So what do you guys think is most likely going to happen here, right?
Comeuppance. Could it be that CM Punk comes out in his hometown and says, hey, I am cleared? Then suddenly Drew comes out and brutalizes him. Yeah. I mean, that seems like the most sort of like obvious case, right?
What's your thoughts on that,
Right.
Gaddafi? What's your reaction to that?
I mean, obviously he didn't really quit lah. We all saw the social media post where The Rock gave him his new contract, gave him what did he give him? A watch or something, a Rolex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a cool angle. I think after all the anticipation for him winning, then he didn't win. So I think it's him showing that he can't keep up with the pressure. He just had enough. Because he went berserk after the match. They tried to show that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Edison brings up a good point. Drew quit Raw. Maybe he's going to SmackDown. Maybe that's the implication.
Okay. Very interesting. I think he's gonna go to wherever CM Punk is lah. Maybe his house lah. He's gonna go to his house.
Well, Chicago is his house, so I guess that makes sense, right?
Home invasion.
Yeah, Rishi does bring up a really good point that Drew feels more like a baby face now. Are we going into that era? And they've sort of flirted with it a little bit, where now we're not so much talking about Drew is the heel, CM Punk is the baby face, but they're sort of trying to be a little bit more, subtle with they are who they are. Whether you take them for heels or faces, that's up to the crowd to decide, right?
Yeah, for sure. One thing I wanted to ask you, like right off the bat, I feel like it really was a hometown advantage for Drew, right? But like, how crazy was the fan support for Drew going to the event, during the event and after?
I think it was. It was crazy. I mean, it being his home country and quite close to his actual hometown. I think about 30 minutes away. Yeah, everyone was definitely behind him. His face was plastered all over the stadium, all over the city. They did a lot of press coverage. So yeah, definitely a lot of fans. I think most of the fans are from Scotland, from what I can tell. There were people that came in from Europe and UK, but I think majority was Scotland. So you could see. I think not just for Drew, but for Piper Niven as well, and also Alba and the Fire.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, I saw when CM Punk was there, I don't know if you noticed, and I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but there were people cheering for CM Punk. There were people hugging CM Punk also, right?
Yes, I think there are people who still support him. There were a lot of people wearing his t-shirt. So it was probably maybe 80% against him, but there was still 20-30% that way.
Right.
Nice.
I mean, if anything, that goes to CM Punk's superstar status, right? Like, even if he's in hostile territory, he's still loved.
Yes, there's a quick story when we were walking back from the stadium. There were two ladies. They were talking like, "Oh, at least CM Punk showed up."
Right.
So they're happy that he showed up.
Yeah.
Yes, even though Drew lost, they were happy that he showed up.
Right. Also, what just happened? Like all of a sudden, Gaddafi, your screen went black. Oh, it's motions, bro. I think this is foreshadowing the end of Raw. Is what it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought you just got kidnapped or beaten. Okay, never mind.
No, bro.
Okay, let him fix it. Let him fix it.
Bro. I think the ending of Raw is happening on our podcast.
Oh my god, he's gonna get attacked! Gaddafi, run! Gaddafi, run!
Run! Run. Okay, so we talking about Raw stuff. So the big ones, right? We had Drew quitting live on Raw. We had the return of a certain architect, Seth Rollins. Okay, I'm surprised because it seems very quick. Like, I thought he would stay out for a little bit longer, get some rest, but, they need him, I guess. Especially now they're obviously, and I'm giving them kudos that they're trying to build Priest up. Because Priest so far, would you say, has been sort of like, the criticism, I'm sure he's heard, and yes or no, true or false, he's sort of felt like a weak champion so far, right?
Yeah, I would agree. I think he did address it during the press conference, right?
Yes.
Saying people call him placeholder champion, a transitional champion, but he's showing. I think he did well during the match. I think he got a lot of kudos.
Yeah. So my guess is bringing back Seth Rollins is to have Seth Rollins work with him to elevate him to get him to the next level, right? He's gonna be the next stepping stone now, quote unquote. Foreign, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like, Seth returning this early was a bit of a surprise. And I appreciated that surprise. I appreciated there was no spoilers. No one from, Sean Ross Sapp or like Dave Meltzer was like, oh yeah, there's going to be a return tonight. None of that. So that was great. I'm very curious because essentially there was a challenge placed to have a championship match between the both of them for Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Side
but
quest lah, basically.
yeah, that's the thing. So that's the only thing I wasn't like. It's not, to me, that sucks for Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins' big return, much vaunted return, is for like a side quest B pay-per-view. Not a SummerSlam, not a Survivor Series. So I do not know what does that mean. Does that mean whoever wins this match will face Gunther? So are we going to do what? Seth and Gunther? Or is it going to be Priest and Gunther still? So
do we really want to give the title back to Seth? No, right? It doesn't feel good, right? At least have Priest hold it all the way to SummerSlam for Gunther, no?
Correct. I agree. Seth doesn't need the title, as you say, Gaddafi, and I also feel like Priest needs this victory, this notch under their belt. Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. Speaking of Priest, it's making me cough because of the heat generated by a certain Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Oh my God, we got more Judgment Day shenanigans. Mm-hmm. They've planted the seeds for a turn. Finn Balor and Priest sort of kind of got into an argument. So they addressed, I don't know if you realized, like 2 weeks ago, the Raw, where Finn Balor very, off, not say off camera, like very subtly palmed the hotel key, the Liv Morgan hotel key, right? And they addressed it this week, saying that, I took it to safekeeping, I threw it away so that Dom wouldn't get tempted, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So they did bring it back. Right?
I see. But what if it's Finn Balor that was tempted? You know what I mean?
He could be lying. No, that's exactly it, right? They are kind of planting the seeds for dissension where Finn might turn on Priest or something like that. And I mean, I guess if you want to put the pieces together, wasn't Finn and two other, I forget who, weren't they going up against Priest and Edge's Judgment Day back in the day? Wasn't that the whole thing? So maybe this could be long-term booking where he finally is like, screw y'all, I was trying to break y'all down from the inside all along, whatever the hell.
I see. I don't know, Gaddafi, do you like Finn Balor as like a heel as part of Judgment Day, or you always prefer him like more of like a solo wrestler as it is?
I don't mind him being in Judgment Day. I think the whole dynamic between him, and Priest and Rhea is quite good. I mean, quite cool. They do have some chemistry lah, but I think it'll be good for him to turn on Priest. And at least Priest has another challenger. He has another person to face.
Gotcha.
While holding the title.
Balor and Priest championship program, is that something both of you guys would like to see?
I think it's a long time coming. Oh, by the way, chat weighs in. AJ, Finn, and Liv, they were the group, remember? Challenging the Judgment Day back in the day.
Oh wow, that's a while back. I almost forgot about it.
A long time ago.
And it's Finn and Liv, so there is maybe they didn't intend to, but now they can actually tie this back and say long-term booking, huh? Tie off the loose ends, that kind of thing. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. I would say, sorry. I would say the best storylines for WWE has always been the ones that they stumble into.
Yeah. And then they sort of retcon and go back and say, we planned the whole thing, right? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So, it's perfect.
Talking about tying things up, now I'm starting to feel bad for Dom. Every week is like this, right? And then this week, okay, so let me paint this scene for you because I know Gaddafi you haven't watched, right? Liv Morgan stole Dom's, his cow print jacket, right? The purple cow print jacket. Then there was a scene where Dom's like, hey, give me back my jacket. Then she's all like laying against the wall, like, why don't you take it off for me? Okay, chat. Chat, I want you to weigh in right now, chat. Put up your hand if you would have helped her out of the jacket. Put up your hand. Okay. Is Dom the most wow, Dom is a monk at this point, huh? That he could hold back.
You know what's funny about this whole scenario, right?
What?
The three of us, two of us are married, one of us in a long-term relationship, and we are all fanboying over this segment.
Bro, it is the most telenovela nonsense that I enjoy,
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Gaddafi, on this whole Liv Morgan and Dom scenario?
I mean, it's been entertaining. I think speaking of being married, I'm here with my wife. We are on our 5th anniversary.
Oh,
wow. Congrats, brother.
So imagine spending 5th anniversary watching wrestling and and after that, talking about Leaf Ball.
Nice. I'm curious to know, like, how is your wife's perception towards wrestling? Is she a fan? How what's that dynamic like between you guys?
Yeah, so to sidetrack a bit, yeah, she's a fan. I mean, she's always watched it in the past, but I think ever since we got together, we've been watching. I think we started off with AEW more. So I mean, she was actually following Cody when he was in AEW, so it was extra special for her to see Cody.
So
Nice.
her introduction to wrestling was through AEW.
Reintroduction. She watched. Yeah, she stopped for a while.
Understand.
I
So,
see.
I mean, and of course, I mean, I don't want to go into that route, but into that whole territory. But what does she think of the AEW product now?
I think okay, for her she's more of a casual, so you can see that there'll be a difference between myself, I mean you guys, people that are on the podcast, and her. She doesn't watch full episodes of Raw, SmackDown, or AEW, but it's something that we watch together. So for her, she's focused on the action. Some of the characters she likes, some of the AEW characters like MJF, Ospreay, Swerve, and some of the more funny ones like Christian. So she's there for the like a lot of time we watch highlights of Raw AEW. So I think for her, I mean she it was a bit of a downer for her when MJF was not around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But otherwise, I think she's okay. She likes the action. She likes the wrestling part of it. Yeah.
I'll be remiss to ask because I feel like we should have started with this question first. Like, to kind of introduce you to the rest of the listeners, and I know you've been on the Discord and all that, but can you tell us about your wrestling fandom? Like, how did you start getting to your wrestling? What is your first wrestling memory?
Wow, I think it's as a child, my godfather, my uncle, basically he raised me. We used to watch wrestling at home. So it was like more of like Ultimate Warrior, Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, that era, early 90s era. That was my first foray into wrestling. We watched it when it was on, free-to-air TV all throughout the 90s.
Nice. So you were a new generation kid as well, just like Justin from our previous podcast.
Yes, I would say so. I'm born in the late 80s, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
But there was a time where I stopped watching. Yeah, I think right after CM Punk left.
The early 2010s.
Yeah, early 2010s where they lost Rock, they lost Stone Cold, then they lost CM Punk. So it was more of like John Cena, the whole John Cena era.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I didn't really watch that much.
I think a lot of people left during that era, the quote unquote the PG era, correct?
Yes, PG era, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so very curious, what got you back? Because now you're really full back. Like you're. So like what was the thing? Was it the whole Bullet Club? I'm assuming.
No, I mean it was a combination of things. The light has gone off.
Okay, let's finish your thought first. Then we can go do the fixing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what got me back was AEW actually. It was something different, something fresh, something. I think with Jericho, then I was introduced to like the Bucks, Hangman. I did not really watch New Japan. I kind of knew what it was about the whole Bullet Club and all that. So AEW brought it back, and when you watch AEW, you tend to watch WWE. So it's a bit different for me lah. Going back to
okay. That's very, very interesting. You're saying that AEW got you back into wrestling, and then you follow WWE after the fact.
Yeah, especially when there's crossover, people leave WWE, go AEW. Now people leaving AEW to go WWE. So I think it creates that kind of, you never know who will appear on which show. Like my wife is a big fan of Andrade.
Oh,
nice. Okay.
She just found Andrade hilarious, all his accent and all, and he's very the style of player.
Oh,
And
okay,
and
okay.
and he was there at Clash of the Castle, so spoiler alert, but he was just there, showed up, just waving to the crowd. So she was just happy to see him, lah.
Right,
Awesome,
right.
awesome.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna let you fix the lighting because right now you really look like a convict. You know those like interview from Crime Watch.
Yeah. Cannot show the face one. But
Yeah.
there's no doubt, right, that when AEW first came onto the scene, it injected much needed excitement back into pro wrestling, because let's not forget that era was like straight up peak of the worst Vince McMahon booking.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
If you
2019
remember,
was so bad. Remember?
yeah.
Freaking hell, the Bray Wyatt and his booking with the Fiend.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell. Oh yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
It was just like all of Vince's worst tendencies coming to fruition. And you knew this was when, like, NXT was really heating up as well, right? But NXT was still black and gold. It was still sort of dark and underground. Then you saw this big colorful thing with Chris Jericho and all these indie darlings. And,
Yeah.
I got to give them credit where credit is due, right? They really sort of burst, they injected life into the pro wrestling scene.
We can't deny that. Like, nothing else, right?
Yeah.
That also explains a lot of why, Gaddafi, you're very passionate about AEW, like even through the ups and downs. I think maybe because of that. Would you say it's like an attachment because they kind of brought you back into wrestling?
Yes and no. I think for me, I'm all for open competition. I think I remember the days where it was only WWE. So yeah, I mean, everyone, I think even you guys, even Mr. Young, we all want AEW to succeed, lah.
Yeah.
But but succeed in terms of ratings, fans, people knowing about the product. There's a lot of metrics you can use.
I mean, I know this is a complete sidetrack because there are just so many things to talk about. But okay, just very quickly, last week, NXT beat Dynamite in the ratings. So that's WWE's third-rate show, quote-unquote, developmental territory, beating out AEW's main flagship program. What is going on? Like, in your eyes, what does AEW need to fix right now? If there's one thing that you could say, okay, Tony Khan, please do this. What could it be? What would it be? I know we've had our say in the past months, right? But what about you as a fan of AEW? Obviously, once again, we know that you want it to do well. What would you say to Tony Khan if you could have his ear?
I think first thing is there's too many belts.
Wow.
At least make the belts brand exclusive. I think there is enough talent in the locker room to actually differentiate between Dynamite and Collision. Or at least keep the belts, not the talent, but keep the belts on the show, on one show, for example. So that would help, lah. I mean, to a casual, it's like everyone's running around with a belt, lah.
Yeah.
So that takes away from having a belt. Or even though there is a clear world championship, but there's, I think, one too many mid-card titles. I think it's not really about the ROH titles, but more of like international TNT.
But even their main title, I mean, the fact that they have a Moxley with the IWGP, it's going to be confusing for people, no? So you have two quote-unquote world champions, but one is IWGP. And let's face it, Swerve hasn't really been represented well in the past couple of weeks, right? After winning the title, he's sort of just there as an afterthought, because what's the most important thing on the show? The Young Bucks, the Elite, and their EVP, the evil EVP era, as it were.
Yeah, I actually like the current angle, EVP angle. I mean, it's good to have an authority figure now. I think they have Christopher Daniels as an authority figure. I think it's much easier that if not, the Young Bucks will just run everything and.
But wasn't it last week on Collision, or was it Dynamite? I forget, but. Didn't they announced that Christopher Daniel as an EVP, right? Then they immediately booked over him or something like that. So I'm like, I remember hearing about it and going, so what's the point of making Christopher Daniels an EVP if they can quote unquote veto his booking or just book a random match?
Is it like a dynamic of them trying to be clashing figures, like where?
No, not even. It's just like it's not like it's an angle where they are arguing with each other on what the match is. It's literally a thing of they forgot that this other guy booked this match or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what happened, but that's the impression I immediately get. It's like, then why? I think they need to tighten up their storytelling is what, I think we can all agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's getting better. I mean, definitely for sure it's getting better. I think they are caught in between now, of trying to sell out arenas and going on the story. I think if you notice Swerve, he had title defenses left, right, center since he got the title. So it's like they are trying to do both things, you know. They're trying to fill out arenas with matches and carry on the story, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, other than minimizing the number of belts, what else from like a booking perspective, or even like a match placement perspective, will you do with AEW?
I think there's a lot you can do.
Definitely a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot you can do. It's just a bit more focused on the story. I mean, the random matches wise, yeah, as I said a lot of times they are like trying to sell tickets and also sell the TV product. It's hard to do both. I think for WWE, people that will just come for the live shows regardless.
Yeah.
AEW wise, indie fan they want to see matches. They want to see dream matches. They don't want to go to a show and watch backstage segments the whole time.
I see.
So it's that to me that's the main
difference, right?
Yeah, but haven't they painted themselves into a corner then? Because now they are suffering from bad television product and low attendance. It's not either one. It's not like, they are selling out arenas but their TV show sucks. Now both are. So they have to make a decision. It's like, okay, we are playing the TV game or are we playing the live attendance? You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, maybe pick a lane then, because once the TV deal, if it happens, if it doesn't happen, I think that's going to inform a lot of what their decision is. And let's not forget, at the end of the day, right now, Tony Khan is running this like an indie show, but on television. And once the harsh reality of renewal rights comes into play, when he realizes that WBD is going to look at his ratings and go, bro, I cannot offer you the same contract already. You know, I'm going to have to cut down some of that money. Then he'll realize, oh shit, maybe he won't, because he has infinite money. He has the infinite money hack. So why try, right?
I'm curious to know actually, Gaddafi, your thoughts, because we have said a long story about our thoughts on Tony Khan, but what about you? You personally as an AEW fan, what are your thoughts about Tony Khan? What are his strengths, and what do you think he needs to change about himself?
Smoke less weed.
No, I don't think weed is the problem. He's on speed and Adderall. That's what I think he's on. But anyway, allegedly.
I would say stay off TV more. I think
we can all agree on that.
Yeah. I think having him appear once a year, the kind of thing is fine. But I think he shouldn't be a on-stage character that has that appears all the time. We know that Tony Khan runs AEW. We don't need to tell people about it.
Yeah, emphasize it.
Stay off AEW, stay off Twitter, and I think focus on your product. Stop dissing, because WWE doesn't acknowledge AEW, although they do in subtle ways. They refer to the company and all that. A spoiler for last week's SmackDown. Yeah. But just focus on your product. You have a niche, but you have to slowly build that niche up. Get more people invested So that's what I would say. I think having an authority figure helps to replace him.
Yeah.
Rishi, interestingly enough, says TNA is creeping up on AEW in terms of good television. That's a very funny point, Rishi, because I feel myself with what's happened, and I wanted to, on this podcast, talk about what NXT is doing as well. Because of what NXT is doing, and also because of certain returns to TNA and a very, very catchy tune where you say his name and he appears and we believe. You know what I mean? Like, I am actually very interested to watch TNA Impact now. Whereas as it comes to the AEW product, I have zero interest in going back to watch anything. I've stopped watching it since however many weeks. I just, I listen to what happens on certain podcasts. I see a little bit on social media, but there's literally zero buzz coming out of AEW right now.
What's your thoughts on this, Gaddafi? Like, as somebody who sees the ups and downs on when AEW was hot and why it's not at this point in time. What is the thing, do you think, that is kind of keeping them at this level of disinterest?
I think it's I think having some pay-per-views. I think the fun thing was about AEW at the start, right? They only had four pay-per-views.
Mm.
Yes, Full Gear, Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out. So they only had four. Now where they add more, and AEW is known for having banger pay-per-views.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
we,
for
we all
sure.
like the
So
pay-per-views. Yeah.
yeah, so when you add more and more pay-per-views, Forbidden Door,
Wrestle
there's Wrestle
Dream.
Dream,
Yep.
and now All In and All Out being so close together, there's not enough time for. I need to. There's not enough time to. At least it works now. There's not enough time for the stories to build. It's a bit rushed. You
Yep.
need some time for the stories to build. Like Swerve and Osprey,
Mhm.
it's happening way too soon.
Yep.
I mean, I
Yeah.
would love to see the match. But it's happening way too soon for
Mm.
my taste.
Once again,
Yeah,
doing
so
Swerve very dirty.
Yeah. What about Tony Khan that I think you think is his strength? Because I want to understand, like,
Bro, he's
we all talk-
money. His money is his straight. He's a that's his super. He's like Batman. What's your superpower? I'm rich.
okay, but I'm curious to know, like, from an AW fans perspective, on like what do you think works about Tony Khan's booking style, or like the way he does stuff.
I mean, as Mr. Yang said, he has money, so
Yeah.
wrestlers love him. Maybe
Yeah.
love him a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and so far, I mean, he's been. I think the good thing about Tony Khan is he can bring in people. He can bring in talent. That's for sure. The talent trust him. Even though he has money, the talent will side with him need to actually have some faith in him. So somehow he's able to do that and bring talent back in and he's overly enthusiastic about the product at times.
Yeah. I will say this. As long as you pay me lots and lots of money, I will be very happy and I'll trust in you until... I mean, to me, it's just about the money. They're all there for a paycheck and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, I'm not faulting Sasha Banks or I'm not saying that Adam Cole... No. You do you. I think it's great to have competition. It's just that, man, what a waste. Like the product is just not interesting. And let me very quickly go back to NXT right now with their whole TNA collaboration. Like, I think a lot of people in chat also feel that TNA is on the up right now because not only did they get the Hardys back, right?
Yeah.
They got this potential, like who's going to show up from the TNA locker room on NXT? So now people are talking about, so they've created their own Forbidden Door without selling it as a pay-per-view. And WWE, obviously, they have the entire TKO machine behind them. Let's not forget that they have also billions of dollars, but they have billions of dollars and the right minds, the right production behind it as well. It's... I don't know, man.
My question is, like, money might buy you loyalty, but does it buy you like once you are so rich, right? Or like you got all this money and you got so much free time and freedom, does it really bring about excellence? You know what I mean?
No lah. Look at what Triple H commands. He commands respect in locker room, and I think it's really showing. And you'll see a lot of talent stick around because of Triple H. Even though they know they probably can make quite a lot more in AEW, they'll probably be sticking around.
Yeah. Okay, to put a bow on this, right? Like, if Gaddafi, if you had an opportunity to, like, go all in again, or like, catch AEW pay-per-view, what would be your dream match at this point for AEW? What would be the one thing that will get people back into the arenas? The feud.
The feud I would say. I mean, another thing I must add. AEW has quite a bit of injuries.
Yeah.
So that has sapped them of Kenny Omega, MJF, Adam Cole. Three of the main headliners So I mean, what I was looking forward to was actually Osprey versus MJF down the line. I think Osprey versus MJF would be their money-making program.
Yeah.
I think they'll be good on the mic, in the ring. I think they'll be good. They'll be good program. That will be the current dream program because everything else we more or less seen with Osprey, Omega. Yeah.
So Osprey as the baby face and MJF as the heel, or MJF as like this anti-hero that he's trying to portray?
I think anti-hero. I think as Young mentioned, I think wrestling is there's a lot more shades of grey now. There's no clear heel face.
Mm.
Even Cody was showing a bit of heel tendencies.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got-
Yes. And we will get to that in just a bit when we talk about Clash at the
and
Castle. Yes.
Randy, so I think it's always more fun. I think now the fan is more is smarter, is more sophisticated. You don't have to paint them a good guy, bad guy, So you
Yeah.
can actually have shades of grey.
Got you.
That's my opinion.
Okay,
Alright,
come.
very
Let's very quickly. I know, right? What a sidetrack. But it is what it is. This is what happens when wrestling fans talk about wrestling. Let's talk about the finale, the finishing moments of Raw when the lights went out and we went backstage and then suddenly everybody is dead. Okay, well, destroyed. Chad Gable bloody in a corner. And we finally see the debut of the Wyatt 6. Were there 6 of them? Actually,
Let me count. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I think it's 5,
So 5, but they are also saying that the lantern is Bray. His spirit lives in the lantern.
Ooh,
So Wyatt
okay.
6. So we saw the debut of Wyatt 6. They debuted it in a way where everybody in the backstage, the gorilla area, got destroyed. Like literally, you see people lying down bloody and everything. The glowing door. Then you see Uncle Howdy with all the different characters in their masks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edison says, "My God, King, the whole locker room is dead." Doing his best JR impression over there.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this, Gaddafi? Like, is this something you've been following in terms of this Wyatt 6, like all these clues throughout Raw?
The QR codes.
To be honest, no. It's to me it was dragging on a bit too long. All these QR codes and all that. I think they should have done it through something a bit more obvious, like some backstage segments, like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so at least the more casual fan would be able to follow. But yeah, I'm interested to see who else is in the Wyatt 6 star.
Are you happy that they've pulled the trigger finally?
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that it's better than the last
Fiend
last
iteration.
Fiend.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say the Fiend iteration, the one with Mustafa Ali.
Oh, was it Retribution? You're talking about Retribution?
Retribution, yeah, Retribution.
Oh, the
they
group.
were also
Oh,
Gotcha.
right.
Yeah.
No, this one definitely has a more quote unquote supernatural theme to it. Now, the question, of course, becomes, right, in 2024, does the supernatural gimmick work? Is it going to be hokey or is it not going to be hokey? So far we've only seen like a glimpse, like maybe 4 minutes, and then okay, that's it, right? So that's fine. It makes an impact. But as we move along, is it going to be like, what the hell are we doing here? Is it going to be lights off, lights on, like, that kind of deal where we're like, oh, okay, like it's hard to suspend disbelief in 2024 versus when we were children, when The Undertaker was about. So that's going to be the big question. And very quickly also, like talking about the QR codes, and we talked about this before, they are aiming for a very niche market. I get it.
The Fias grinders of the world.
Yes, the Fias grinders of the world. So the people who are into ARG and horror, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like someone like Fias loves that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff as well. But like you mentioned, Gaddafi, the casual is not going to understand any of it. They are not going to bother with the QR code, right? So I like that they are experimenting with this. I like that Triple H is letting them go ahead with it to try to capture that sort of Easter egg hunters lah. The people like me watch Marvel movie and hey, that one is so and so from what comic? And then my wife's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's that sort of a scenario, right?
I get you. My question though is like, okay, so obviously Uncle Howdy is going to be the ringleader. Is going to be Bo Dallas playing this character. Can you guys feasibly see Uncle Howdy as a world title contender though?
No.
Well,
So
I mean,
what is this destined to be, a mid-card faction? You know what I mean?
upper mid. Look, okay, so we got Nikki Cross as well. She's playing the witch, I guess. Rowan, I'm not sure. Rowan is which one? I know he's the tallest one, but what character is he playing? Do you guys know?
I have no idea. I think he's bringing back the sheep.
Oh
Was
yeah,
it?
right.
He had
The
a
sheep.
sheep
I
mask,
think
right?
so. Yes, Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy are the other two. So it's the pig mask is, what's their name? Husky, is it? Husky the pig.
Also, one is playing Husky, which I believe could be Dexter, and then
No,
the
I
other
think
one.
Husky is Joe. I think Joe Gacy also bigger size ma. Make Husky ma.
Oh yeah. But then there's somebody that was kind of sitting at the top, Rambling Rabbit.
The Rambling Rabbit is Eric Rowan. Rambling Rabbit is Eric Rowan. The Husky, the pig, is Joe Gacy. Is it Mercy the Buzzard?
Oh yeah, the Buzzard could be
That's Dexter Loomis. The witch, Sister Abigail, is Nikki Cross, and of course you got Bo Dallas, and Bray Wyatt is the Lantern.
Basically, the Firefly Funhouse came to life in
Yes.
horrific ways, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah.
So okay, question. Gaddafi, do you think this will work in 2024? Because I'm I love horror, don't get me wrong, but I love horror when I'm watching a movie or a TV show. Like, I feel like it could be, on the verge of hokey. It could work. What say you?
I think they have to book it right. They have to not lean too much into the supernatural part of it. I think I know it's not WWE, but AEW, the House of Black, they are like supernatural, but they are still badass. They don't be too hokey about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not over, and they need to book them strong. So they need to give them maybe tag team titles. Titles at least, starting with you. I mean, I love the Miz and R-Truth, but the titles, and they're not doing anything with the titles anyway.
Yeah, agree. You know what I think can help elevate the the faction into a realm of realism. If they are incredibly violent. And I think the thing that made me scared about Undertaker was Undertaker used to burn people or like throw them down the manhole, like do sadistic things that this guy is crazy or like fucked up in one way, Yeah.
That versus, do you remember when Alexa Bliss had black tar flowing out of her hair? That sort of quote-unquote supernatural stuff. I think that might not work, but you're right. Have them be more of a, like what Rishi says, a psycho cult unhinged vibe, as opposed to creating fire out of the sky or whatever bullshit like that.
Give me more of the Purge and Insane Clown Posse, Manson family, that kind of vibe.
I think we're all in agreement with that. So okay, there you go. That was Raw, a very eventful Raw. You know what? I kind of feel bad. Like, obviously because we are in Singapore, right? We don't watch it live, or we can't. Like, I literally saw all this play out on my Instagram page. I was like, wow, man, I wish I watched it live. Like,
reacted to it live, right?
Yeah, but it is what it is, lah. So
for you over there in Scotland, right, Gaddafi, like, what is the time difference? If it was Raw, would it have been like in the middle of the night? I think it would be, right?
Like, Raw literally just finished. So for him it would be like, ending at 5 a.m., right?
2 a.m. It started at 2 a.m. and ended at 5.
Yeah.
So that speaks a lot to the passion of the Scottish fans for them to be able to follow wrestling when it's like Champions League timing, middle of the night time.
Bro, they can watch the replay, what? Like us, what?
No, some of them will definitely watch it live. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Some.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's transition into your experience in Glasgow so far. Okay.
Yes.
What motivated you to like, hey, I'm gonna buy a ticket. I'm gonna like make this my anniversary trip and go to Scotland.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So actually, initially, me and my wife, we have been talking about it. Now, because my previous trips to the UK, she wasn't able to join due to her work schedule. So our initial plan was to actually go for AEW All In. This was before they announced Clash at the Castle, but due to my own work plan, I wasn't able to go. So just nice when they announced Clash at the Castle, it's within the June period, and at the same time, I could visit friends here. I could bring her around the UK. So it's just a happy coincidence, and my wife wants to see wrestling in the flesh and Cody.
Yes.
Nice. So this is her first like live wrestling experience in a way?
Yes. I mean, I brought her to SPW. She enjoyed it as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's the first live wrestling experience for myself. Even before EW All In last year, which I attended. I actually attended one house show in Singapore, the WB house show.
Nice.
That was a couple years back. That was I think 2017, if I'm not wrong, something like that. So this is like my second WWE show. So actually, because the night before Clash was actually SmackDown.
Oh yes, and you were there.
Yes, and they sold the tickets as a pair, which was annoying. So you get the same seat for both shows.
Oh, nice. Wait, so it was in the same arena? Yeah.
Yes, same arena.
Okay, so it was an arena size. It wasn't like a stadium, because I remember Cardiff Wales one was a stadium show.
So this Oval Arena is like a Singapore indoor stadium, but it's very dome shaped. So
Okay.
no matter where you're sitting, you got a pretty good view lah of the arena. It's about
Oh.
11,000 or so it's more. It's a smaller scale show for sure.
Probably like a Lyon, France kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. But it's still, I'm pretty sure it really took over the city. WWE takes over the cities wherever they go, right? So the vibe was there.
Yeah, I mean, even on the train, because we flew to London, then on the train to over there to Glasgow, we could see people boarding the train wearing WWE merch.
Nice. From London.
I mean, along the way,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
going to Glasgow, it's about 4-5 hour ride. Then I remember the first thing when I reached in Glasgow, there was this kid with 2 belts walking around, like,
Wow.
as if he's a champion.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
will see people walking around with the belts all over the city, people wearing the shirts. Quite similar
Awesome.
to my experience for AW All In.
Yeah,
The
gotcha.
days leading up to the event, you see people wearing shirts, wrestling shirts. Then you're like, we have something in common. We both follow wrestling.
Awesome.
It's like the
kind of-
Spider-Man meme where you point at each other. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, like, I know, okay, like when WWE is in town for like a house show, you get that vibe around the Sports Hub area, right? But then you never really see, like, out in Orchard Road, people wear a Stone Cold shirt or people wear a Finn Balor shirt. Like
Yeah.
I do hope for one day when WWE finally comes down to Singapore and then like they take over the whole city, right? Like, do you think we'll ever have that vibe? Because right now, I swear, and I hate bringing up the man who shall not be named, but anytime anybody is walking around holding a title belt, you know the first freaking name that pops up, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? And why?
The bane of our existence, bro.
I know. His ears are twitching for no reason right now. But when can we, quote unquote, normalize being a fan of the of pro wrestling? There's no
I think
answer.
there's no answer. Another thing is, it is quite difficult to get the merch in Singapore. You need to order online and it's not easy to get the merch. So that's one reason why. But that's interesting enough. I actually bought some merch for my friends.
Okay. Oh yeah, that reminds me because when I was in Elimination Chamber, they set up like a superstore right in the heart of their city center, like their town square. Did they do the same something similar?
Yes, same here. So that in the biggest shopping mall, there was a store that was set up just for WWE stuff, and at the arena there were like unlimited number of stores. The whole arena, like beer,
of course.
beer, I think that is where I got my American Nightmare.
Oh,
I see
nice.
it. And with the
Love it.
Scottish colours as well, the blue and white.
It's very nice. Yeah,
Very
nice.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, and that's interesting, right, Young? Because they only create this kind of merch localized, specific to the event, to the place.
Exclusive. Yeah, so they had the Clash of the Castle one, then they had other generic one. They had the Scotland 316 one, which was really cool, which is with the Stone Cold skull. The one Kevin Owens was wearing on SmackDown.
Correct. No, it makes sense. They localize it so they can sell the extra merch because you're going to go there and go, hey, should I buy this special one that denotes I was in Scotland or the common one where you can buy on WWE Shop, right? So, of course, you will go and buy the Scotland one because it's special. You were there.
And it becomes limited edition, of course, because it's only, And you know who came up with this idea? I actually read up an article from Wall Street Journal on this. It was Nick Khan that came up with this idea and strategy to create localized merch. Yeah. Because he said he wanted to make all this overseas experience very, very special.
Special.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Did he come up with it or did he just come up with it within the WWE?
No, I think he came up with the idea in a WWE context. Like, I think we should make localized. No, he come up with the.
I thought he was the first man to come up with localized content. I'm like, really? Wow, Nick Khan, let's go.
No. But I still think it's a brilliant idea because I don't think it ever happened before that. Maybe they just did generic shirts.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was here for WrestleMania or something like that.
And I would like to think that the quality has improved. Do you remember back in the day where you would go to an event and you buy the quality, the shirt like sandpaper like that?
Yes, for sure. No. It's definitely better. I think some of the listeners can attest. I think we did a giveaway a couple of months back, right?
Yeah.
The WWE shirt qualities are really top notch. Like proper shirts, not like chapalang ones.
Bro, I have I was in Vegas one time. I bought the UFC shirt, right? Like the event shirt. Wow, I've never worn it once in my life because it feels like sandpaper, bro.
Oh, that's so bad.
But I paid $50 for the damn thing because I was there. It does work. They make money like that. But okay, let's talk about
last question.
Go ahead.
Question. Fringe events in Scotland. Like I know, leading up to it, on my side they did like the one date man shows, and they have like a couple of other appearances by the wrestlers across the board. Was there any sort of meet and greets or appearances that you were aware of while you were there?
Okay, there was the kickoff show on the Friday that I only found out too late. I wasn't able to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we also arrived quite late in Glasgow on the Friday. Then there was also some meet and greet experience. I think Bianca Belair did one at the mall, at the main shopping mall where they had.
Nice.
And
I would like to think also they probably didn't have too much time in Scotland, right? Because they literally some had to just fly in for the weekend sort of thing and then fly off again. It's not like Saudi where they're paying them like, an entire fortune, right? So like probably less events there lah.
for sure.
Yeah. So okay, talking about that whole experience, like I know I shared this with you, Foreign, but for whatever reason, I thought Clash at the Castle was going to be 12 midnight on Saturday. It wasn't. It was 2 a.m. So I was there sitting there at 12 a.m. thinking, all right, I'm going to watch me some freaking Clash, and then it was the kickoff show. But never mind. I ended up having to watch it on Sunday morning. My point, though, bringing this up, I watched about 30-45 minutes of the kickoff show, and I have to say the production value of these, even the kickoff shows now. I don't know if you guys watch American football or basketball, but the quote-unquote, they had Kevin Owens show up, right, as an expert analyst. You got Big E. And now we know why CM Punk wasn't part of the panel, because, surprise. But I'm like, they do these little sit-down interviews with Piper Niven, for example, Drew McIntyre, talking to them like they are athlete interviews where you actually feel for them now, right? They're in their hometown, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Like their production, they're definitely learning from the UFC and the TKO, but it really did feel like an entire sports presentation. You talk about sports-based presentation, right? I think WWE has taken it to another level right now. As a person on the ground, I don't know how much of that comes across. Does it? Or does it feel like more, okay, we're just here for the event?
More of here for the event. I think the kickoff show is geared towards people that are not able to make it for the event. I mean, I could see the booth with Kevin Owens, Big E and all that, but to us, we're not hearing the event. We don't listen to commentary. We don't know what's going on. So it's more for the at home.
Yeah.
Were they playing any of those like packages or vignettes, or even the kickoff show portion on the screens above the ring?
I think cannot. It would cause a feedback loop. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they did show some promos, but it was more when the event started.
Yeah. Unless you super hardcore, like you open your WWE network while you're there to watch.
Yes,
you know, like, ooh. So that's immediately my sort of takeaway from it. Like I don't know, because, they're in a foreign country, right? So they do the whole, graphics with the map. Where is Ayr, Scotland in comparison to Glasgow, Scotland, to sort of do the whole, it really felt like a sports presentation, and I'm just kudos to them, lah. They're really, taking it to another level.
Yeah, as production people, I think we can really appreciate all the flourishes they do.
Did you notice, by the way, they added something new, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's going to make crowds try to outdo each other. They had on screen the noise meter.
The decibel meter.
Decibel,
right?
Did you see that? Did they have it in the arena?
Yeah.
They show?
They had it on the screen.
Oh, is that why? I think it's almost like trying to encourage the fans, like, oh man, you're going to make so much noise right now.
I think after the France thing, they're like, shit, let's make these crowds try to outdo each other, right?
Yeah.
And leading to what you said, Mr. Young, this is something they do in basketball matches.
Yes. Yeah.
And then get louder. So it's their way of bringing it across.
Gotcha.
So how soon are we going to see a kiss cam, fan cam, all that shit?
Oh dear, that would be hilarious.
I think they used to do fan cam, right? In the WWE? Yeah, they
I
were
think
shooting
so,
the
yeah.
t-shirts. Yeah, so it's nothing new for them.
Yeah, I think it's more of like bringing things back that worked in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
Or they are very common in other sports. They do weather update. Like you remember some of the outdoor arena shows? Michael Cole will
Yeah.
start talking about the weather.
Yeah, that's crazy. For Gaddafi, where were you seated in the arena relative to the ring?
Okay, so if you look the hard cam side, the main shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting just behind the lights.
Oh, so it's
Okay.
like
The-
the what do you call it? The board, right? The Titantron board at the
yeah,
side
yeah.
of the
So
arena.
yeah, so it's just above that. I think just a couple of rows up for
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha. So it's like the second tier almost.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Right before they started the show, obviously before the first match, Cody versus AJ, right? Did they play packages? Like, what was the vibe
Yeah.
like as they led into the show?
Actually, they were playing like the WrestleMania package. So they were like, ask, you can it's a promo package for WrestleMania. You can watch it on Peacock. So they went through the
Right.
whole story
Right.
and all that.
Nice.
There was no pre-game show or pre-event show, right? I mean, match. Sorry, there's no kickoff match, right? Yeah.
Nice.
Unlike SmackDown. SmackDown they had a dark match. They had
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. What do you think is the purpose of a dark match? Is it more for the crowd? Because once the show is over, it's just the main event for the crowd?
Yeah, so actually SmackDown had 3 dark matches, one before, 2 after.
Ooh, okay,
Well,
okay.
first of all, and I can sort of jump in here because I was in the O2 Arena in London for SmackDown, right? A lot of times when you watch a TV taping, and that's why I always say don't go to TV tapings because half the time you're sitting there watching the screen because it's not in-ring action, it's vignettes, it's clips,
segments,
it's angles, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times what they do is they give people dark matches because they realize, hey, like people want to see wrestling lah, So they give you dark matches. They give people who need some time to get back in the ring, get their ring rust out, that kind of stuff. Highlight some of the younger talent, or film for a different show like main event.
Yeah. For the SmackDown one, what were the matches? Okay, was it? I remember you mentioned or showed some photos, right?
Yeah, so the first dark match was Pretty Deadly versus Cedric Alexander and Adonis. I didn't know they were a tag team.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah,
are,
T
they are.
Adonis. Yeah, okay.
One of those
Yeah,
throwaway segments. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was quite fun because Pretty Deadly actually came out. They were wearing England jerseys in Scotland.
Purposely lah.
They actually got on the mic, They got on the mic, were saying they were kissing the Three Lions badge. It was a way to get the crowd into it. So it was quite funny. It was a short match, maybe 8-10 minutes, but it did the job. It got the crowd into it because, to be honest, the rest of the matches were a few of them were throwaway matches.
Yeah.
Like the Nia Jax match was.
Just
Nia Jax is worse in real life. I have to say.
Oh, they got.
It was like 2-3 minutes. She just doesn't move well,
Yeah.
for bigger wrestler compared to like Piper Niven. Piper Niven is much better in the ring. for example.
Interesting. And I know there was like a bit of a Sheamus and Drew interaction, is it?
Yes, that was the other dark match. So they were actually they had Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
That was the first dark match from Raw, and they also had Sheamus and Drew lah. So basically to put over Drew, to get the fans excited for the
event lah on Saturday.
By the way, I just want to say we see you, Edison. Edison's popping off because we just swan the Nia Jax, and we all know Edison's stance on Nia Jax. So there you go.
Yeah,
we
Edison is
see
like
you.
yes,
Yeah. We see you. Hey, question.
She didn't even bring her crown. What's the point of winning the Queen of the Ring if you don't bring a crown?
Oh yeah, huh? She forgot to pack lah. Hey, question. I don't know if you noticed anything about the ropes because there was a lot talked about when it came to the ropes. Were the ropes? This is such a weird question. Were the ropes tighter on SmackDown? Or
I can't tell. I couldn't tell. There's no way I could tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there was a whole issue on Clash at the Castle Night with the ropes, right?
More than once.
Yeah. So I guess we will get to that in just a bit. So because I'm trying to figure out, did they purposely loosen the ropes for the Damian Priest spot? Or Was it just an issue they had the whole weekend where for whatever reason the ropes weren't tight enough?
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue because the Damian Priest always does that spot in every match.
Oh, is it? What? Huh? You mean the
Yes,
the flip.
the dive, the dive.
No, the dive, but
flip.
getting caught in the ropes.
Oh, that
was
was
not planned.
that was an
That was not
accident,
planned.
right?
Are you sure?
Actually, yes.
So
Yes.
it's a shoot. Okay. So he played off of it lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that begs the question now. Why were the ropes so damn loose?
Yeah, no worries. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, as I was saying, like the ropes itself, I thought like factored into the whole night. But at the beginning of the match, I think I saw a meme somewhere where there was a close-up shot of the referee actually telling AJ, "Oh, by the way, the ropes are loose."
Yeah, correct. Because AJ does the springboard.
Yeah, but I think they didn't.
Phenomenal form.
Yeah, did they manage to fix it? Did you catch like in between matches? Did anyone actually go and fix the rope, or they just left it?
They try, huh? Maybe somebody forgot to pack the correct wrench, so that's why not tight. I don't know. See, that's why I thought that the spot was a planned spot. That's why they loosened the ropes a little bit. But who knows, right? So okay, let's jump into the card proper. Then we start off with Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Did you know the card placement before you got there, Gaddafi, or did you already like?
I didn't know. I think I found out on Discord. One of the other members did say that. I actually went to search online and stuff like that, because even for SmackDown, the card there was a change in the
Subject
card.
to change,
So
yeah.
To change. So but it's interesting that they put Cody first, but it's something they had to do since the hometown hero was at the end.
Yeah. What was the reaction like for AJ Styles and Cody there?
I mean, to be honest, Cody had a bigger pop than Drew, I would say.
Wow.
So for those who are saying that he's not been a good champion, there you go, right?
Yeah, it's huge pop. Like even like before the show, they actually showed you walking into the locker room. People started cheering already.
Yeah.
So it's very clear he's definitely a main event aura. He got that main event aura.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The match itself, like, okay, we saw them do their match in France already. It was an incredible match. I think most of us expected the same, but obviously it was a very different match. It was a more violent match, right? Okay, so there was that whole angle they played as well with AJ's, getting in Cody's mom's face, right? How did that play off to the crowd?
I think the crowd went crazy. I mean, there was a Mama Rose chant. I don't know if you heard it when you were watching live. But so the crowd went crazy, and I think because people were there was this feeling that Cody would say "I quit" to prevent AJ hitting his mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's anticipation, although we know that won't happen lah.
Yeah.
But it's just like the tension. So it was a good interaction. And she was shown on screen, and
yeah. Is it funny that I think Cody Rhodes brought more family members to the event than Drew McIntyre?
Well, I mean, isn't Drew's wife back in the US? Like, she's got some sort of medical issue. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that. So which also plays into our thinking, or my thinking at least, that I don't think Drew should win the title when the wife is not there, or like when the family is not surrounded him. It won't make for that magical, hallmark moment. So but anyway, we can talk about it later during the match analysis.
Did you like how this match ended with AJ Styles handcuffed to the corner, Cody threatening? Because, an I Quit match is a really hard match to book, in that one person literally has to say "I quit," and quote unquote their stock drops a lot when they quit, right? So sometimes, like, the person taking the loss here has to take a massive quote unquote drop in perception. Did you like the finish? Like the threat of the steel steps, I guess.
It was more funny than anything to me.
Funny.
It's like, okay. We were like, I mean, we were happy that, I mean, it's just that suddenly, he appeared with the steps, then it just say, I quit,
Right. It did feel,
It wasn't done, and it could have been done better, if Cody got a bit nearer to him, the threat was more real, And
One thing I would like to say is
Yeah.
actually AEW did it better for I Quit match between Copeland and Christian Cage, right? Wasn't their blow off match?
yes,
I
yes,
Quit match,
yeah, they
and
did
then
better for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
like
balls.
they swung the damn thing in
yeah,
his balls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will make someone quit. Yeah, but I agree with you, Gaddafi. I felt like it was such an anticlimactic ending. That was the only thing I didn't like about the match.
Yeah. That's why I don't think it should have been an I Quit match. I know they're trying to go off the whole he pretend to retire thing, but I think they could have done better in a submission match or something else.
Honestly, last man standing.
Yeah. Actually, there you go. Last man standing would have been a better match.
Yeah,
I think.
last man standing. Yeah, I agree. But although I quit is quite funny because for it being live, right, we don't hear anything. We don't hear commentary. But every time when you actually have Cody say no, then the crowd will go crazy. You know.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he say I quit. Then it's funny.
What? No, because it is a funny. I agree. It's a very funny visual. It's not like Rishi brings up Rey Mysterio versus Chavo when his legs were getting smashed by a steel chair, and you picture it to be something like, oh, you are really in a bad position where you're getting smacked by a steel chair over and over and over again, like The Rock versus Mankind. Well, I mean, that one kind of played out differently, but you know what I mean, lah.
Yeah.
It was so brutal. This one is like the threat of brutality versus an actual brutal thing happening to you. So I don't know. It made AJ feel a bit like a bitch. I hate to say it, but it felt a little bit like that. And let's not forget, the handcuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why WWE handcuffed very long one. He could have just he could have
Cody was able to actually to go underneath the handcuff.
He skipped rope. Okay, I'm not like that, but you know what I mean, lah.
Skip rope.
Yeah, so
it was a bit. If you talk about hokiness, there was a bit of hokiness in this match, lah.
Yeah.
To me, I Quit match is it only works if the ending is really, really violent or the threat of violence is really like criminal. I think I remember one time, was it maybe JBL or John Cena where he threatened to like really bludgeon him with like a sledgehammer or something. It's like concrete to his head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think for us it was a bit anticlimactic because when they take the bag, then everyone was shouting, "We want thumbtacks."
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't think WWE will do thumbtacks nowadays.
Yeah.
It's still a bit too extreme. So when we opened the bag, then we saw handcuffs. We were like, huh?
Yeah. Hey, but like when he took out the handcuffs, right, on screen we could see the key there as well. So I was like,
yeah, we could see the key as well.
oh, you all saw the key? I was like, okay. I mean, it did play into it, but I thought that was a bit like, whatever lah.
Yeah. But overall, do you think that now that AJ has kind of like lost twice in a row, are we gonna move on from that because of what happened after the match?
We saw what happened after the match. Yeah.
I think so. I think AJ is just a side quest for Cody. He needs to really move on to someone else, be it Solo Sikoa or Randy Orton or even Kevin Owens.
Speaking of which, right, there was a moment. So, okay, you had Solo Sikoa come out. They get in each other's face. You got the Tongas coming out. I mean, the Tongas coming out to beat up. And then,
the bootleg
bloodline.
The bootleg bloodline. Yeah, the say that 5 times.
I like that term.
The bootleg bloodline can come out to beat down Cody Rhodes, and then the save from Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. So obviously, the 3v3 is going to happen at some point. Maybe at Money in the Bank, right? Maybe at, I don't know. Maybe do you think it will be Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam? They're not going to bring Roman back quite yet.
I think so. I mean, but they really need to build Solo up. I think Solo doesn't have the aura. I mean, there were a lot of we want Roman chants whenever he appeared.
Yeah.
When Solo appeared in the arena, like at the end of the match, was people like cheering, making a reaction for him? Or was it like very muted?
A bit muted lah. I mean, it wasn't like it was kind of expected. It wasn't like the reaction towards Solo isn't great now. I mean, in SmackDown he had a match with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So even then, people are sick of him. They want Roman lah.
I think what got more people's attention was the fact that I don't know if you guys noticed it or read into anything, but the moment where Randy, standing side by side with Cody, Randy looked down and looked at the title for like 1-2 seconds. Like, the internet has picked up on that. I think they are more interested in that than Solo versus Cody.
Yeah. In the arena, do you see that or notice that on the screens?
Actually, no. It happened too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was quite crazy, and my wife was very happy that she got to see Randy Orton twice.
Right,
yeah. I mean, Randy works well with the ladies, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't even think it's a thing of they purposely did it like that to tease anything, but the fact that the internet has picked up on it and more people are talking about that than Solo versus Cody itself, I think that says a lot to Solo's quote-unquote lack of main event status aura right now.
For sure. Agree.
And also, I mean, we just saw Cody fight the Bloodline for like 2 years.
Yeah. Now this bootleg Bloodline somehow. Yeah, I think. The Randy match would be a little bit more fresh. Okay, let's move on to the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I was legit surprised, but then once the story of Isla Dawn, and I know Triple H in the press con said it's not about was it Isla Dawn who had a tragedy in the family?
Elba.
No,
was it Alba Fire? Alba Fire. Okay.
Fire.
Yeah, but he did bring up the stress that it's not sort of like because of that. But personally, I was like 100. I even said it on my. Somebody asked me on Discord. I was like, no, 100%. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going to win. And then, tada, the unholy union. Okay, what was the reaction like, Gaddafi, in the arena when Alba Fire and Isla Dawn came out?
There was it was a good reaction. I mean, not as great as the other like Cody or Drew or even Sammy. Sammy got a great reaction. Yeah. So I think maybe WWE didn't really build them up as much, even though there was no build. I think their graphics are like still like NXT,
stock graphics.
Still rookies.
Like they have the names beside each other, and it's like the font and all. The gear, they're not wearing gear that's inspiring. So they wasn't really built up as much. But definitely with the hometown, they went crazy when they won. For sure.
What do you think of them as a team, though? Like in terms of how they perform in the ring?
I think they're good. They're solid. I wouldn't say they are fantastic. I think Dawn has a bit more of a presence. She has a character a bit more.
Isla Dawn,
I've always had an issue with their portrayal as they are witches, got witchcraft. Every time the commentators will talk about how they are like, they got witchcraft and then nothing happens. They are just dressed for the... You know who they remind me of? The Viking Raiders. They dress like Vikings, but nothing else about them says Vikings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One of them is a seductress lah. So I guess that's
okay.
Their gimmick.
Who has she seduced? You want to tell me she's a seductress? Who has she, like, what storyline? Liv is more of a seductress than Isla Dawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you. No, but I think that's the problem, right? Like, sometimes they clearly push them because they're the hometown hero. They needed to give someone a babyface win because of what they're gonna do down the road.
Yeah.
But what's next though? Because do you feel like they can actually be the focal point where the division is built around, or is this just a transition where Jade and Bianca are gonna get their titles back? What's your thoughts?
I think that the women's tag team champion suffers a bit because it's not a brand exclusive belt.
Yep.
Yeah, so you have different teams. It's a bit hard to build stories where the belt is on SmackDown or Raw, but now it seems to be on SmackDown. So I'm not sure how they skirt around that. I think Bianca and Jade, I think they could have done a bit more to show that they are breaking up. I don't know, or they still want to keep them together, save it for next time.
Yeah. There was a big botch though, I think, from...
there were several.
Yeah, there were several
honestly,
botches.
So, did the match come off as messy for you guys? And let me also preface this by saying that this is, I think, the first time they've done a triple threat tag team match in this way. And was it confusing for the audience? Because usually in a triple threat tag team match or multiple team tag team match, you have two competitors in the ring and they can tag anybody. That has been the quote-unquote established rule in the WWE for this sort of match. This time around, they had three competitors and they could only tag their own partners, which logically makes more sense, but it's different from the way they've done before. Was there confusion? Did they announce like the rules live?
Oh, they did announce. But it kind of makes sense. You have one from each team at any point of time in the match, but there will always be that eventual chaos where people just come in and do
gets
moves. Because I mean I'm used to it because I watch a lot of AEW tag team matches, triple tag team matches, so I'm okay, but
Yeah.
Jade Cargill was kind of like singled out because of like a couple of big botches that she did. Was it very noticeable on your side?
yes, I mean because her back was facing where I was seated, and I was just saying, me and my wife were just saying, wow, Jade Cargill has improved since the AEW days. Then on cue, she tried to do a springboard and she falls out.
Oh yeah, she fell face first flat on the ass, right?
That one, jialat, yeah. So, okay, so, I mean, that goes to the whole, like, the ropes were a bit weird that night. I get it. But then, did you guys see that weird spot where Shayna had her in the choke, the Kirifuna clutch, right? And it looked like...
Yeah, she was stepping out.
Yeah, she was stepping
out.
So, what was that deal?
The referee didn't see it or something like that. The referee was behind her.
Yeah,
but you guys saw it?
Yes, we saw it. We were like, what's going on?
Very
yeah.
clear.
So I've read some comments. Some people speculate that it was a receipt that Shayna really cranked in because let's not forget, Shayna is a legit MMA practitioner, right? So some people are speculating that she legit cranked in there because it was a receipt for some potato shot or whatever. Have you guys seen or heard anything along those lines?
I heard about it, especially when Jade is still like a rookie, she's still new.
Yeah.
There.
It could be a case of she might be a bit stiff with her strikes or the way she hit people. And
hey, did you saw that one spot? Bianca came off the top rope and then like literally landed on Shayna's spine, like knee first.
Oh damn!
Yes.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, it looked like, wow. So maybe Shayna was pissed. She's like, I cranked this choke in there. Then she legit tapped like, I can't breathe.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. But yeah, I think overall, I do like the potential of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. But you're right, they need to do more to her presentation or give more backstory to them.
You know what? I saw them on SmackDown. Wasn't Alba Fire wearing like a Scotland jersey or some sort of a... I saw it was an Adidas jersey lah, so I assume it was a football team jersey.
Yes, they actually they were on SmackDown. They came out. They were talking about how they were going to win the titles, that kind of thing.
And a very forgettable promo, I have to say as well. But like when you talk about presentation, they're supposed to be these witches or witchcraft or whatever, and then she comes out in a football jersey looking very regular. So I'm like, what is going on? Their presentation very like question mark to me.
It was funny on commentary. I think Grace was saying like, even though Scotland got trashed by Germany, this is a way for them, for the Scottish fans to go away happy. At least somebody won,
Well, I mean, look, they have been around for a long time. No doubt they deserve it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what this means for the quote unquote the storyline moving forward. So yeah, to Gaddafi's point earlier, are they breaking up Belair and Jade? Because it seems a bit quick for that. Like, remember we talked about they should have a dominant run all the way to WrestleMania and then break up before WrestleMania, right? For that marquee match.
We wanted like a Mega Powers Explode storyline,
Yeah, but now are they breaking up or are they gonna like you said, go after the titles again, take them back because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are going to be transitional champions.
Yeah, I guess we shall see. But how interested are you guys in the women's tag team titles at this point in time?
Dude, at the press con, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were talking about defending the titles on NXT. I'm like, oh shit, is that the trajectory?
Yeah, probably they might have more love in NXT, huh?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
but
nothing wrong with that.
They combine the titles, right? There's no longer the NXT tag team titles.
So
right?
Technically they have to, but then when they said it in my head, I was like, Oh, okay. So that's their level. You know what I mean? It felt like that's your level sort of a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it's
is,
like from a PRE you go to NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I love how none of us spoke a word about Zoe Stark, but did Zoe Stark impress you at all, Gaddafi?
No,
Yeah.
she was just another person. She just
Yeah,
in the match. It wasn't. I think Shayna Baszler was good. Shayna Baszler, she looked the part. This Zoe Stark is a bit smaller and
Wasn't
doesn't look at.
wasn't there a Shayna Baszler chant like Shayna scares me or something like that? I recall
remember.
hearing it. Yeah. The crowd was literally chanting Shayna scares me, which I thought was freaking awesome because Shayna is a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
And Jade does have star presence, like
Yeah.
seeing her in
Yes.
person, right?
But when she
yes,
watches like that though, oh my god. It takes away. It really does take away from
Yeah.
the allure.
There was a story about her gear being missing. Her ring gear. She had to wear another ring gear.
Is it?
Yeah, got stolen or something during the flight, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but she looks like $1 million,
Yeah,
for sure.
she-
Jade.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, let's move on to the Intercontinental Championship. Another one that I was very sure Chad Gable was going to win, but and some more that he had re-signed with the WWE as well. But okay, so what did you guys think of the match and the finish and all the shenanigans that came with the match?
Yeah. What was your experience live on that match?
I think Sammy was hot. The crowd loves Sammy or whatever. I mean, he plays the baby face very well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the match was, I think, from a technical point, was the best match.
I agree
Best
with that.
wrestling match on the card.
Yeah, best wrestle match.
Pure wrestling. I think Chad Gable is awesome, and they were quite they were chants saying that he's a shit Kurt Angle, which was really fun.
Shit,
He's
Kurt
shit
Angle.
Kurt Angle. Oh.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I mean, if you're going to be compared to anybody, why not Kurt Angle, right? But shit Kurt Angle seems kind of mean. I think he's, he has so much potential.
He's great in his own right, lah. And,
He is.
he can do all the perk angle stuff well
Yeah.
as well. I gotta admit.
So it's more of him or the crowd reacting to him as a heel.
Right,
Yeah.
As heel, yeah. So and there were a lot of reaction for
Otis?
Otis.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How over how
Maxine.
over was the Alpha Academy angle and faction for the crowd?
I think it was quite over. I mean, they were either shouting Sami Zayn or they were booing Chad Gable or they were cheering Otis. So the crowd was engaged throughout the match.
Speaking of Otis, we forgot to mention this happened on Raw. They finally pulled the trigger. Otis, retaliated against Chad Gable finally as Chad Gable was berating Tozawa. So they are going forward with this. Okay, are you guys surprised that they didn't give Chad the championship before, having Chad versus Otis? Or does Chad not need the title?
For me, right, what's interesting about Money in the Bank is that it's happening in Toronto.
Okay.
And I feel like Chad Gable losing the IC title but winning Money in the Bank could be a very interesting way of redemption for him,
But bro, Chad Gable mati already, bro. The Wyatt 6 got to him, bro.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
he's dead on the ground at the backstage with blood and everything all.
Correct. He murdered. He murdered.
Yeah. That was one of the clues, by the way, in the QR code. One of the backs. I don't know if you guys, dove deep into this ARG nonsense, but there was a CG Chad Gable. So that was a clue to their first victim. And there you go. Chad Gable was their first victim.
I see. I don't know that the massacre is coming. I thought I saw that flash on the screen as well.
So as in they killed quote unquote everybody in the backstage area, which is what happened on Raw. It's
I personally also agree. I wanted Chad Gable to win the title. I think he deserves it. And based on what happened on Raw, I think this might be news for you guys. Sammy has really moved on to new challenges really.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a triple threat between him, Sheamus and Braun Breaker. So those are the two challenges that stepped up for him.
So, I mean, obviously we know it's not gonna be Sheamus lah. I mean, as much as we love Sheamus,
Yeah. he did establish the reason that, for him, it's always the IC title is the thing that has eluded him all his career, right? So there is a story there. But of course, Braun Breaker as the IC champion is amazing. That's an amazing thing that can happen.
Well, I mean, isn't the rumor that they want to build the brand around Braun Breaker, when they go into the Netflix era? And then, last week he massacred poor Ricochet.
Yeah, he killed him.
Okay, you know what's kind of crazy? I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel more for Ricochet now than ever in his entire career. I feel like I want him to come back and get his pound of flesh from Braun Breaker. So I'm actually like low-key hoping he doesn't like go anywhere else, AEW.
Could it be a swerve like from him? Maybe they are playing into that.
I feel like they've played or they are playing the whole, rumor mill dirt sheet game where they let it, be known that his contract had come out and then have him get destroyed on TV that, he's definitely going to AEW. I'm like, I think this era, Triple H, a lot of them, they are playing the dirt sheets as well. So I would like to see him come back. But here's the problem. If he comes back, he's not going to beat Braun Breaker. He might cost Braun Breaker a match.
What if he upset Victory and get the IC championship from Braun Breaker?
Maybe. What? Like he returns before Money in the Bank? Cannot. Too fast already, right?
So.
Yeah, a bit too fast.
Bro, what if? Remember who Ricochet had a similar program with before? And he came back at the Royal Rumble to cost this man a title. I'm testing your knowledge.
Oh, is it? Not Braun Strowman.
It's redacted.
Gunther.
No.
Who?
No, it's not good time. It's not good time.
Brock Lesnar. Remember when Drew won?
Oh, yeah, it was Ricochet that kicked. Oh, okay.
It was Ricochet that cost Brock the Royal Rumble win because he grabbed onto him and then Drew did the Claymore, kicked him out of the Royal Rumble.
They had a bit of a tiff on TV as well.
Yeah, because in the previous weeks Brock had destroyed Ricochet. So I'm like, are they redoing that angle again?
It's interesting because to me, Ricochet has every reason to stay in WWE, right? Samantha Irvin, he has a good spot on the roster. But what about you, Gaddafi? Do you think he would be served better in AEW?
I think there will be more quote-unquote dream matches for him in AEW.
With Ospreay and all that, right?
Ospreay and I think Ray Phoenix, for example, there's a lot of high flyers in.
Can he be elevated to a more prominent position though, like in AEW, like maybe a TNT title holder or even AEW World Champion in the future with him?
World Champion, definitely not. I think he's poor on the mic. I mean, we all know it. He's not good on the mic. He's good in the ring, so he needs to be part of a faction or have a manager, something like that. He needs someone to carry him.
Yeah. So regardless of the promotion, I think it's his mic skills that will keep him at this level,
Yeah.
I don't think it's just the mic skills. I think it's the character. If he has like a more established character, I think in Lucha Underground he was the Panther.
Puma, Prince Puma.
Prince Puma, yes. So he actually had a more of a better character, a better development. I mean, even if he just wears a mask, I think it's an improvement on.
So you're saying he's fake? You know what? Just have him debut as Andrew Tate. Confirm he. The fella look like Andrew Tate already, bro. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Let's
if he
move
can
on.
pull off the mic skills for it, I'll be very impressed.
That's true. Okay, Sami Zayn beat Chad Gable. There was that whole thing with Otis and Maxine, which we just talked about, played out on Raw. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I'm actually low key kind of sad that Chad Gable didn't walk away with the championship, like we all talked about. But it is what it is. Maybe he needs a break. He resigned, then okay, now I take a holiday, I get destroyed by Uncle Holiday, and he'll come back, in a few weeks' time.
But I think it works for the story, like Otis, he tried to help him win again, so he's even angrier towards Otis. So it's leading up to a blow-off match between the two of them, where they don't need the title.
But here's the thing, right? And to your point, yes, we are looking forward to the blow-off match because I heard the pot when Otis finally lost it and gave it to Chad Gable. So Otis is over. That match has to happen. But now Chad Gable gonna destroy, gonna killed by the Wyatt 6.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
If nothing else, the ending of Raw makes you wanna tune in next week.
Well, that's the game, right? That's the television game. So I don't know, man. Let's talk about Bayley versus Piper Niven. Okay, so Piper Niven, another hometown hero from Scotland, right? was Bailey's intro like flat? Like I feel like there was no crowd interaction. Like the crowd was dead by the time Bailey came out.
The crowd, yeah, because the previous match they were so invested in the match, they were going crazy to the semi match. So it was
Yeah.
like they were there to try to regain. And Bailey, I like Bailey, but her entrance sucks.
Yeah, I
not
agree.
Not a fan of the new song, huh?
Yeah, role model.
No, it's horrible. I mean, as in, it doesn't get the crowd into it, and
Yeah.
the crowd was split actually between Piper and Bailey.
Oh,
Yeah. I thought the crowd was
The-
more into their chants for Bailey than
Yeah.
the entrance, right?
Yes,
The
of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
Did-
sometimes, yes.
Did you see when Bailey walked out of the entranceway and then, she noticed that the crowd wasn't like popping? You could see her like, come on, is that all you got? You guys can be
Yeah,
louder. So you can see her
I saw that.
verbally. Yeah, she was verbally telling the crowd to get out. I was like, ooh, that's, yeah, unfortunate lah. But okay, so the match itself, I mean, I think we all appreciate Piper Niven and what she brings to the table. I think if you watch NXT UK last time, we know that how talented she is, right?
yeah.
Did you guys enjoy the nonsense with Chelsea Green?
I love it. I mean, I don't know how Chelsea comes across to you in person, but like on screen, that attire, that dress, like it was popping off, man. And she was a great character on screen as well.
I feel like she brought comedy to a already good match. So it was like a bit of, like two positives together. I wouldn't say great match, but good match, right?
I think she enhanced the match, definitely. Her being there helped it make it
definitely.
interesting.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed this on SmackDown though. Her entrance music literally has Chelsea Green. Remember, it used to be shh, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the
okay.
Death Rebel touch. Freaking Death Rebel. And the worst part is because Samantha Irvin was at the event. Usually Samantha Irvin is not the announcer for SmackDown. But because Samantha Irvin was the announcer for SmackDown in Scotland, you heard Chelsea Green twice in the intro and in Samantha Irvin's announcement.
To emphasize it, like
Wow. So I was like, hey, that's too much already lah. Don't beat this dead horse. You
the
know?
running joke about Death Rebel is that their job now is just to add
One line.
some signature spot at the start of the the theme song, and that's it. That's the only thing that they do.
Yeah. How did you think that the crowd reacted to Piper eventually losing? What they portrayed as a very back and forth, a hard fought match.
I think the crowd didn't expect Piper to win.
Okay.
They knew it really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they were quite behind Bailey as well.
Ah.
As they went over to Bailey's side a bit
Okay.
more, especially when definitely she has the size disadvantage against Piper.
Yeah.
She was like the babyface in the match itself.
Does Bailey come across as, like, at this point in time, how many months into her title run, like boring already as a champion? Especially for the crowd there.
I think so. I think this match wasn't built up
Yep.
as well as it could have been. I think Chelsea Green being a bit deranged, thinking that they will win the title,
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
that could have been done a bit better lah.
Yeah. But would you agree that I think Chelsea was actually the most over person in this match?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chelsea Green hopefully gets her flowers at some point because, I think we've seen from the other stuff that she's done, not in the WWE, that she can be, a main player. But yeah, I think Bailey is not interesting now because the division around her is not quite as interesting. And we know that this match is what it is because of Piper Niven, because it's Scotland, right? That's why it's sort of like, meh. Hey, did you guys see, by the way, Damage Control was on main event? I'm like, oh my gosh, how far Kyrie Sane came back just to go on main event now.
They lost like some qualifying match or something against the Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. So they're really on the downward trend, bro.
Jala, whatever happened to the supposed, the rumored, Yakuza stable,
Action,
all this? No, they gave up, yeah. Once Asuka went out injured, right, they are like dead in the water already.
I think because of Asuka's injury, they can't pull a trigger on that faction.
Yeah. That sucks. Okay, let's get to the main event. Of course, hometown hero Drew McIntyre with the band playing him out with the bagpipes and everything.
Yeah.
How was the vibe then? Did the crowd finally get their energy back for Drew?
Yeah, definitely. I think the crowd was more into the match, and I was thinking, oh, you bring up the band and all that. Usually, when you have such elaborate entrances, the person's gonna win.
Yeah.
Usually. So it built up the anticipation for Drew winning.
Yeah. Then, of course, you got Damian Priest coming in as well. Was he heavily booed, or was he still like, I mean, it sounded like he got quite a bit of heat on the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Definitely, he was pretty booed. I mean, every time they show him on screen, he came out, and it's funny to see him without his goons,
Yeah.
Therefore, so I kind of expected them to come out, but to come out with him, but then he was telling them to go to the back. I think that would have made him look stronger in a sense. I know they're banned for weeks.
Yeah. But the entrance way thing, where they come out with him, then
they say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've got this,
Yeah.
But in terms of the match itself, do you think they match up well? Because both of them are tall, big guys. And it's like kind of like the first time they really had this one-on-one encounter. What do you think about their performance in the match?
I think the match was okay. I wouldn't say was fantastic. I would say it was a good match because it's a bit of a slower match because they are bigger guys. They take longer in between moves.
Yeah.
The transition was a bit slower in that sense, especially the rest of the card. I think they are a bit more dynamic. Like the Sammy match, the Cody match as well. But I think it did the job well, especially with the spot where he got caught in between the rope.
The ropes,
Drew played it off. Drew said that he helped him because he can't win if he's on the ropes.
Yeah.
So even live we could see that and he fit into the babyface. He's a babyface. He doesn't want to win it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that moment when it happened, right? Like I've seen fan footage where they go,
Yeah. How did it look for you when you saw it live as it was happening?
Like, was it like, he screwed himself like really bad?
To live, it looked like a botch. And that could lead to serious injury. So there was concern.
Yeah.
There was concern. It wasn't like there was no botchamania chance, for example.
Yeah.
But you could tell in that moment when it happened, Drew, you could see like he had that, his body language suggested he was concerned for Priest. And I think Priest probably told him, I'm fine, my ankle's fine. Then you see Drew's like, okay, and then he starts kicking him. Like, okay, can. Yeah. Because there was that moment where he hesitated, like, are you okay, right?
Yeah. Did it scare you, or like was the people around you legitimately scared? Like, holy shit, did something very bad just happen in front of us?
Not really, but they were more of concern about how come he's in the ropes? Because there was some people who probably thinking that it might have been planned.
Yeah.
So people fell for it as well. There was a section. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because if it's indeed not planned, we have to commend Damian Priest for playing it off, and because that was the whole story for the match from that moment on, right? Like every time he went for a pin, you could see his one leg was like lifted up.
Yeah, he was selling it very, very well. I think we got to give him props. I think he has improved in the ring, and definitely he sold it well.
Nice.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fawn.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say, like, the match itself. I thought it reminded me of WrestleMania, where like people were excited and happy when the match was happening, but everyone was gonna be talking about the end of the match, right? so to this scenario,
yeah. Once the referee took the bump, always with the ref shenanigans and everything. When did you realize who the ref was? Because you noticed, right, on the screen, for those of us who watch at home, they went to a fast shot of the ref running down the ramp, so you couldn't see the ref's face. And then when the ref got in the ring, it was a back shot. So they shot it perfectly. If you didn't realize it, you couldn't see who it was. But did the crowd see who it was? Did they know who it was?
Yes, they could tell it was CM Punk.
Okay.
Because of the way the stadium is, the arena is, right? When he starts running, his hair slicked back, you can tell that he's not a ref. He looks like a wrestler.
Yeah. And he purposely wear the long sleeve compression shirt, right, to hide his tattoos, to try to make it less obvious, but you can still see a bit of the tattoos.
Yeah. It's obvious that it's CM Punk. Like, they were like, oh, it's CM Punk before he got in the ring.
The moment you all realized it was CM Punk, how did you feel? Like, holy shit, is this screw job gonna go down?
I was still thinking that Drew could overcome it and still win. somehow.
Okay.
That was what the crowd was thinking. I think the crowd, a lot of them were excited to just see CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had CM Punk doing the two, like sort of in the same pose as that the meme, standing in front of the grave, that meme, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit of a callback, this back and forth, then bang, kick to the balls and everything. Damien Priest picks up the win, 1, 2, 3. Okay, how we kind of touched on it as well, but like. And we also saw footage of the fans in the front row hugging and accepting CM Punk, right? So on the ground, did you feel the hatred towards CM Punk, or is it more like some were excited to see him, some were booing him? How was it?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think people like CM Punk. They know he's CM Punk. He's a draw, so they are cheering for him first. But they were more upset about the result of the match.
Yep.
They were expecting Drew to kick out, because it was a long period.
Yeah.
There was a low blow, then he did the choke slam, and the choke slam it's also protected as a move. We were expecting him to kick out because it took a while for the ref to wake up, So the 1 HP ref. I mean, me and my wife, we always joke that the referees have 1 HP.
1 HP.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was they could have done it a bit better. Maybe have another ref or get the ref to recover faster. So it was. I was legit expecting to kick out.
I see. The cool thing about that whole, I think, dynamic, right, was that after the show, during the press conference, CM Punk came out in a freaking Celtic jersey. And even though Celtic is also half, in the city, it's like a Liverpool and Everton vibe, but like, how much of a dick move was that?
I mean, that's the whole thing. They've been trolling each other, and CM Punk is a well-known troll. He will troll the crowd. But even before that, okay, and I really wonder where they're going with this. But did you guys watch I don't know if you can watch it like Gaddafi after the event is over, but the post-event show where they had Wade Barrett on the panel. Did you see what Wade Barrett did?
CM Punk should be fired or something like that.
Yep. Wade Barrett went off. He went full on, like, obviously in character, but I was like, I wonder where this is going. Because it makes sense, right? If you think all the way back to the Nexus, wasn't it CM Punk that kicked him out of the Nexus?
Yes. That's the thing, right? Sometimes it feels like a happy coincidence. Honestly, to me, that was a happy coincidence. They could reference like, there's this whole history we can play on it, and then the fact that Wade Barrett is friends with Drew as well.
Yeah, like they have talked about they hired a continuity manager, right? Hey, this continuity manager needs a freaking raise. This manager is the one telling them, okay, remember y'all had that thing. Okay, now you're going to reference it.
What is this job and where can I apply?
Bro, you have all the spreadsheets. Yeah, you know who feud with who, when, for how long, over what.
Yeah, maybe TK is slightly better than me, but I think I can remember a lot of the dates really well.
Yeah. So, so you have that before the press conference, obviously. So now, is Wade Barrett going to come out of retirement? Is he going to have an angle, or is this a one-off? They're just playing off this animosity. Whatever it is, I love that they're doing that.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Going back to that whole Celtic thing, I don't know when you watched it because it's, of course, in the press crowd. So, do you watch it after the fact, and like, could the fans appreciate the humor that Punk was bringing into it? Because Celtic is a club in Glasgow as well. It's just that it happens to be the rival club of Drew. So, what was your thoughts when you saw all that going down?
Did you manage to see the press con?
Me? No. I caught a bit of it. I caught what CM Punk was saying, but not the whole press con. I caught snippets of it.
The press con essentially is CM Punk trolling and he's dropping hints without making it obvious. So we've always talked about how AEW, they are not subtle. They will just drop like these quote unquote barbs, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, you scratch your head going, what the hell is going on, right? Whereas CM Punk he's a master at it. Even if you don't know what he's talking about, he's still being glib and charismatic about it. Him bringing in the donuts, a reference to him bringing in Mindy's, was it
muffins.
cupcakes? Muffins, yeah, right? So everything he did in there had so many layers. I was like, wow, we are watching a master at work here.
And very interestingly, this is actually his first ever press scrum since All Out, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
officially.
Mm.
So there was a lot, and if you guys watch the poll press scrum, I think Katy Kelly was the host, and she was saying, "Oh, this is an unannounced guest, or it was a last minute guest." So
Yes.
CM Punk appearance, you can literally see all the journalists stand up and start recording, whipping out their phones when they realize, "Holy shit, is CM
Yeah.
Punk coming out?"
They know this
Uh,
guy will say some shit.
Yeah, one thing that was very, very funny, one journalist asked like, "Oh, your rivalry with Drew is like incredibly heated right now.
Oh.
Can you guys imagine doing like a Hell in a Cell right
Yeah,
now?"
yeah,
Yeah. I saw that too. Yeah, Hell in a Cell, ladder. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna beat him with my two fists.
Yeah, I'll beat
Yeah.
you with my
That-
tricep.
Yeah,
But
I can tell.
how
Move.
how hilarious was the line where he said like, "With all due respect, this is why I'm happy you're not the booker of a professional wrestling company." And then he said something like, all you fantasy booking can go one corner. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I mean, love him or hate him, he is like lightning magnet, and that's what you need in an entertainment product like the WWE. And also, what does it say about Triple H trusting CM Punk to be out there by himself to just talk shit?
Yeah.
It blows my mind. We've come to this era where they actually get along. And even
Yeah.
Triple H addressed the fact that, he sees a lot of CM Punk in himself. They're just two of the same people going ahead, butting heads back in the day, but now they're aligned. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. And the funny thing was that Triple H himself said that this is the CM Punk that I wanted all those years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what about Gaddafi? Your thoughts on like CM Punk kind of like taking the credit, saying that he's the one that started the culture that he see today? Because I think that line, even though fans who know CM Punk would say, yeah, he means it in the most genuine way. Some of them have taken that out of context, thinking like, oh, he's just taking the credit and everything, putting it on himself. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a bit of both. I think he likes the attention for sure. He wants people to talk about him. So I think it's a genius move lah. It's for him to say such things. I mean, for wrestling, any publicity is good publicity. If people are speculating on what he said and why he said it, I think it's good for the product. It's good for himself. He's just selling himself.
Nice. If it was up to you, do you think CM Punk is more of a WWE guy, or actually he could have really done a lot more in AEW?
I think because AEW is a newer company, he could have done more for AEW, but to be honest, he already did a lot when doing his stay there.
Yeah.
Like he really elevated MJF, and I think that feud was still the best feud in AEW.
Nice. I agree as well.
Yeah.
I agree as well.
I think most of us
For sure.
do. Okay, so that being said, let's put a bow on Clash at the Castle. What was the vibe after? Was there like a noticeable like, oh my god, or was it like everyone was buzzing and happy?
Were there fights breaking out? I heard some news. There was people were damn angry with the result. They were like starting fights outside the arena. Was that true?
No, I mean, it was. I mean, probably 70% was booing, but there were a few stray CM Punk chants going on as we were leaving the arena. So that people would start CM Punk, then everyone would say boo. So the person I pity the most is Samantha Irvin. Because she had to say goodbye, good night, stay safe, and everyone was booing the shit out of her.
Ayo, poor thing.
Oh no.
This was off the air, I think. So she was saying, oh, I know it's not the result that you guys wanted, but thank you so much, you've been fantastic. So go home, stay safe. That whole time is the crowd is booing the hell out of her.
Oh no,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, thank goodness they cut off that part. They went to the video package already.
Okay, at least got no Tyson Fury singing with Drew lah. I mean, that would be damn awkward lah.
They couldn't do it this time around.
Yeah.
But there you go. What an experience. Okay, so this is your first PLE, obviously, and you've been to AEW pay-per-view as well. Do you think you will go to another? Obviously, I think as a wrestling fan, all of us will say yes, right? But how? I guess my question is, because these things are not cheap, you have to save up for it, stuff like that. What would be the next thing you would go to? Like, would you feel good going to a Raw because you already went to an actual PLE? You know what I mean? You always want to go to a better one, right?
Yes. I mean, I would want to go to a house show.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
okay.
house shows definitely more fun, more wrestling, more action.
Yeah.
Also, there were people that were not able to see. Like, they would kind of advertise that LA Knight wasn't there. Jay
Ah.
also wasn't there. They actually sold a package for Jay also.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you guys saw it during
I did.
there's a package for Jay. So to hype him up, man, he wasn't there. LA Knight wasn't there. Ray Mysterio wasn't there. Randy Orton was there, but just to get the pop, he didn't wrestle. So it's just more of seeing people you're not seeing before. Because to be honest, this card was a bit light.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
Matches, there were not all the titles were defended. There were no male tag team titles. There was speculation about Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I think having them in the card would have been good because they were teasing the match the day before.
Between them and who?
And DIY.
Oh, DIY.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so DIY was a bit over. People like DIY, and the DIY they are good in the ring.
Yep.
So I think they're probably saving it for Money in the Bank or something like that, or for random
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
Oh, SmackDown, actually.
I think overall, maybe we can ask the people on the chat as well to give their grades for
Yeah.
Clash at the Castle. I would want Gaddafi you to grade it on two different metrics. How would you grade your life experience there? Everything, as a fan being there, how will you grade the experience and how will you rate the PLE itself in terms of the match and the match quality?
Okay. Rating on a scale of what?
1
to
to
1 to
10.
10.
Yeah, 1 to 10, yeah.
Okay, I think my experience there was probably 7.5. There was this annoying couple beside me that kept going to get beer and spilling beer and going to the toilet.
Oh
I mean,
oh no.
yeah, and I'm a bigger guy, so space wise,
Right.
people have to go. Yeah, so I think it's just unfortunate. So there's nothing else that could have been done. So probably 7.5 and all that. But I like the small arena. I think related to what you said, Young, the bigger events are fun and cool, but you're so far. Yeah, you'll end up watching most of the card on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my experience in all in. I was a bit further back. I couldn't see the wrestlers up close. So on the experience wise, 7.5. Entertainment wise, and the PLE overall, I will give it an 8.
Wow.
An 8 because it's memorable. People will remember the Glasgow screw job.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glasgow screw job. So I think it's an 8 on the PLE scale, even though it was a bit short. That's my criticism of the PLE.
Yeah, I gotta say it's gonna be one of those moments they're gonna replay in years to come, especially if they're gonna talk about Drew's and CM Punk's rivalry.
Yeah.
This is
If anything though, I am super hyped for. They have a white hot feud going into SummerSlam right now. If CM Punk is cleared for SummerSlam, I want to watch that match, Drew versus CM Punk. That is the feud, right? And I think WWE is in a really good spot right now in that. Even though the bloodline, obviously the bootleg bloodline has significantly cooled down from what it was before, they have now this CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. They have the Judgment Day stuff. They have Uncle Howdy now, so they're in a good spot lah.
Other great talking points, I think, for people to latch on to. And another interesting thing I would say is the whole CM Punk and Drew thing. You gotta remember they have not even had a match yet.
No, but that is, and CM Punk is saving his body. Let's be honest lah, he's not at his physical peak anymore. He cannot be having multiple matches. He did the same with MJF. They dragged out the physical confrontation for so long until they finally had their match, the blow off, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for CM Punk.
It makes sense for him, but it also kind of it's a testament to hey, you can actually build heat and a feud by just talking, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And seeing what they do on social media. Speaking of which, Drew McIntyre has deactivated all his social media, so he's really selling the quitting thing.
Nice. Oh, I just saw Rishi's comment. That's crazy. So what's next for you, Gaddafi? I know you're still traveling a bit more. When are you back in Singapore?
Next Saturday.
Oh, not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Oh, so wow, nice. So what are the plans, if you don't mind sharing, after Glasgow? Are you gonna...
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we are in Edinburgh now.
Oh, okay.
Edinburgh, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edinburgh. So we are actually just sightseeing, going down. We're going down the eastern coast. So we'll go to Bamberg. There's a castle there, Newcastle.
Mm.
Then go into the Midlands where I'll be staying over with a few friends, and we'll end
Mm.
up in London. Spend a day or two in London.
Do you
Are you
have
gonna be?
friends? You do have friends in Midlands, as in like you have
Yeah,
like long time friends there?
yeah. So from my previous visits.
Are you going to be
Mm.
doing any more like events like concerts, football, sporting events, that kind of thing?
We wanted to because this Friday Green Day is performing at Old
Oh,
Trafford.
okay.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, okay. That's cool. So that
yeah,
that
but
that
I
is
think
possible, right? For Midlands to go to Manchester.
yeah, it's possible. I mean, I was at the Download Festival on Sunday. That's in
Mm.
Derby.
Nice.
So I from Glasgow went all the way to Derby, rushed down
Whew.
to catch the Download Festival. There was Sum 41, Bowling for Soup,
I know there was
Limp Bizkit.
yeah, for WWE fans there was Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah, I
Why
think it
WWE
was two.
fans?
Yeah,
Uh,
because there was the three
Rolling.
songs.
Yeah, yeah, just the two
Yeah,
song, one or two song only lah. Come
No,
on.
but did they play Rollin' and My Way and all that?
yeah, yeah. My way rolling.
Oh my
It was
god. They're all
that's
the
awesome. Like
they're all the freaking, Triple H, Stone Cold and
uh,
Rock.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. I'm curious though, like a lot of people when they go down from Glasgow down, right, they will do the West Coast because they want to pass by Manchester and Liverpool. Do you have a specific reason why you chose like Newcastle, Birmingham, and Midlands as your route? Do you have an affinity to that area other than just having friends?
Okay. I haven't been to Scotland, Edinburgh, Newcastle, so it's new to me.
Mm.
And I'm not I'm actually a Leeds United fan. So
Mm.
I went to Eden Road, I went to Leeds, I went to Man.
Nice.
I have no interest in Liverpool, so yeah, so that's the reason why I
Gotcha.
didn't go. Lah.
So Leeds would be the Midlands lah, like in the
No,
eastern.
no.
Oh,
Leeds and Manchester,
Yorkshire.
yeah, no, so Leeds and Manchester are quite close together. I mean, they have a rivalry hundreds of years since the War of the Roses.
Mm.
So they have a rivalry deeper than football. So it's all in the north
Nice.
area. Lah.
Gotcha, which is very near to Glasgow, so you can just take a hop down
No,
into.
it's not near. It's still like 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
The Scotland really up north.
Oh my
You
god,
can tell
sorry.
the difference in the weather, the difference in the
Mm.
there is a difference.
Yeah, I was actually in my trip a few weeks ago. Actually, I was seriously considering going up to Glasgow, but it's just that from Liverpool up to Glasgow was like another 3 hours and additional. So I was thinking to myself like, man, it's just too far. It's just too far. But yeah, but the way you talk about Glasgow like really makes me curious to visit it one day. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Glasgow and Edinburgh is worth a visit, and also further up north, there's a lot of nice historical areas, nature and stuff like that.
Bro.
It's different from the rest of UK.
Next year's Clash at the Castle. Let's Clash at the Castle 2025. Let's go.
Yeah. for
Okay,
sure.
that being said, Gaddafi, thank you so much for waking up so darn early in the morning to come on the podcast. We really appreciate it and sharing with
Yeah.
us your experience at Clash at the Castle. Okay, hang with us for a second because I also very quickly want to touch on NXT, which is coming up, the big, crossover with TNA, right? And why I'm super excited about that. We'll chat about that in just a few seconds. But one more time, let's give a big shout out to our lovely sponsors, Mirage Advisory, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Yeah, man. The great thing about all them is they're all wrestling fans, just like everyone here in this chat. And if they support us and they want to help keep the lights on here, I think it's only right that we also show our support for them. So please do follow them on their socials. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about their socials, by the way, this is their Instagram, Mirage, Miraj Advisory. Drop them a follow. We also want to say a big shout out, show much love to Lemak. Okay, please go check out their pop-ups at several locations, including Anchor Point, Clarke Quay, and Arab Street.
Yes, Arab Street right now is their main pop-up outlet, their latest pop-up outlet. Just a stone's throw away from Sultan Mosque.
Yeah.
And if you're in the area and you're lunching and you're just craving for all kinds of food, they have so many options over there. My personal favorite, their risoles. It's a
Oh.
damn nice snack, man. Bro, go for it, man.
Go check him out. It's LEMAQ, or on Instagram is lemak.lemak. Okay. Okay. That being said, very quickly, one more thing I want to talk about, and it's a good time to be a wrestling fan, isn't it? NXT. On the ascendancy, we talk about the ratings a little bit, but forget about that. Let's talk about the buzz they've been generating with Jordan Grace showing up, and then Ethan Page, and then now next week that whole hint of there's a battle royal with wrestlers from other locker rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look at the TNA locker room right now, you have the Hardys, you have Dolph Ziggler, you have say his name and he appears. And here's the thing.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah.
I believe in the power of the meme, of something like, honestly, I have no idea who this fella is. I've never seen him wrestle a damn match. Yes. But I want to see him show up on NXT because I've seen the meme a million times on TikTok. And they're leaning into it. NXT is leaning into it. I don't know if you noticed this last week. I actually watched NXT, right? There was a little interaction between the women. And then at one point, it's the typical two women arguing. Then they go and invoke the name of another wrestler. And then that wrestler suddenly shows up. So Vic Joseph on commentary literally said, say her name and she appears. I was like, walao eh. Could that be more obvious of an Easter egg, right?
Yeah. If it was up to you guys, other than those people, like, who do you think would benefit from not only appearing in NXT, but which WWE star would benefit from having a small run in TNA?
Don't say Drew McIntyre. Actually, he quit. He quit. So, sekali he show up on TNA, yeah?
And win their world title.
Oh, imagine that. Oh, that would be the forbidden door, wouldn't it?
Very interestingly, Moose has called out Drew on social media.
Moose would be good. I think Moose is probably he's a champion now.
Yeah.
He's their biggest star, and I think he will look good in WWE. He has the size.
Yeah,
he fits WWE.
Yeah. But okay, let's be perfectly honest here. They are bringing in the TNA stars. They're not going to make the TNA stars look better than the NXT guys, right? Like, I mean, honestly, right?
But you never know, because I feel like there could be, okay, even though I really thought Jordan Grace was going to win the NXT title. Yeah. They wanted Roxanne clearly, they wanted to keep her strong.
It makes sense though, right? From a corporate standpoint, it's like, you can't have somebody else. I understand it, but it looked a bit nonsense. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I do feel like there is value in letting some of the TNA stars, especially the ones that they really, really want to highlight. Like, for example, Jordan Grace, right? Even though win or lose, they just wanted her to be appearing on a bigger platform just for them, people to get to know her character. So if I think that they can push some of the TNA originals to go on,
so okay,
NXT.
It's going to be a battle royale. So you only have like X amount of spots, right? Who would you like to see? I'll go first. Joe Hendry. If anything, just for the meme of it. I know Shawn Michaels loves these sort of things, so he's definitely going to have. He's going to okay Joe Hendry showing up, right?
Yeah. If I was gonna choose like legit somebody who can benefit from the exposure and also the TNA original, Josh Alexander would be my guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And Josh Alexander used to be a tag team with Ethan Page called The North.
The North. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
And they were pretty big deal. So I would like to see that just for that one moment in the match where Ethan Page and him face to face.
Right. Gaddafi, what about you? Who would you like show up?
I mean, I would like Moose to show up for sure.
Moose,
but they have to make him look strong, because he's a TNA champion. But I think we're forgetting that Mustafa Ali is also in TNA.
Yes, and he's been doing really great work with his new gimmick.
Yeah,
really love his gimmick as well.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, you have a lot of ex-WWE guys there who could, possibly they're all friends. So it will be very interesting. Like I said, there are not that many spots in this quote-unquote battle royal. I have to assume it's 20 to 30, right? So you got to have your own guys plus TNA guys. There you go. We just threw out a couple of names. Matt, do we want to see Matt or Jeff Hardy, or are we just nope, done?
I think they are free agents. They are not signed to TNA as of yet. They are just working as free agents.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, which means technically they could show up then as well.
Yeah. Would you guys, anyone on the chat, also want to kind of suggest a name? Because I'm also very curious, because I I do follow a bit of TNA just based on their social media, but there is this whole thing where, after Scott D'Amore left, the morale was low, but I feel that they still have somehow managed to trudge along with their momentum that they got at the start of the year. So there is a lot of potential there for TNA to really benefit, but also for WWE to kind of like refresh some of their wrestlers by having a run in TNA as well.
Yeah. I agree. And like I said, for the first time, I'm actually interested to check out the TNA product because of this Jordan Grace crossover, because of what's going to happen. Joe Hendry becoming a super meme. So I'm excited for this upcoming episode of NXT.
They were even singing his song.
In Scotland, right? Was it a big deal?
No, didn't he run billboards as well in Scotland?
I didn't see any billboards, but I saw. There were definitely people chanting his name.
I saw on social media, like apparently across the way from the arena, there's one of those digital billboards, and he bought space, and his theme song would pop up, saying his name, and I'm like, wow, dude is straight up marketing himself like man, huh?
Yeah, I love it. I think it won't be soon before long before he appears in NXT. I think he should lah.
I think he will show up in the Battle Royale. If anybody, like I said, they've already hinted, they've already dropped Easter eggs, so it has to be, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Dante Chen, Lexis King, Singapore Kane match. How proud were we of our Singapore boy?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Even though I knew he was going to lose because he had already gotten the 2 wins. So it was okay, it's time for Lexis King to win, right? But and it does feel like the feud is over. But do you think that he made an impression in this match? Gaddafi.
I think so. I hope so. I mean, the crowd is quite over with him.
Yes.
So at least with him being inserted in the storyline, so I'm interested to see where he goes next. Because he apparently has a manager of sorts, right?
Yeah, Robert Stone.
Robert Stone is like a manager, and it makes him look bigger as well, because Robert Stone is a bit shorter. So it makes him look like a threat.
Yeah.
Very interestingly, the match itself, the Singapore K match, was really well received. I was kind of reading up on Bleacher Report and a couple of the American websites talking about the match. They actually talk about how innovative the use of the Singapore Cane match was by Dante. Some of the moves they thought he used was really innovative. I think there was this one time he did a running punt kick with the freaking cane right on the foot, the boot.
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope. I am very happy, not just him appearing on TV more, but a lot of eyes on Dante Chen, not just in Singapore but in America as well.
And you can tell that they were laying the shit in. And they wanted to make Dante look like this, badass. You saw all the marks on his body, right?
Yeah.
So they were probably you know what, just freaking go for it. We're gonna look like it was a brutal match and then make an impression. So we'll have to wait and see where I hope that they carry on this momentum with Dante into future programming on NXT.
Do you guys want to see him in the Battle Royal?
Yes, yes, I do, of course.
For sure.
Yeah. Imagine him getting eliminated and with a new opponent and starts a new rivalry. I wouldn't mind that,
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Put NXT gods, Shawn Michaels, put Dante Chen in the Battle Royal, please.
Exactly. But okay, once again, Gaddafi, thank you once again for jumping on board the show so early in the morning. I don't know if you're going to go back to bed or you're going to start your day, but hey, we appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, man. Holy shit, 2.5 hours though. I appreciate you.
It's been fun. I probably need to go and start waking up my wife because we have a tour to go.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay. So please enjoy your breakfast and have a good, shower to refresh yourself. But thank you so much for, taking time out of your holiday just to talk wrestling, man.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of pent up stuff that I want to talk about, but I don't really have a lot of friends who follow wrestling.
Okay. Did we manage to cover everything?
I think we did.
Probably the last thing would be the chants. The chants are so creative. I love the wanker chants.
Wanker
right.
chants.
Yeah.
You heard it. I don't know. You heard it on TV. So yeah, there were a lot of.
They did, but they never censor it because I don't think in America they kind of know what it means. But yeah.
No, it's a PLE. They don't have to censor it. It's not on live television. Unless they did it on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It was
They-
mostly
not
at the
that-
Clash. Okay, it was mostly at
mostly
Clash.
at
So,
Clash,
okay lah. If PLE is fine, it's streaming. It's not, live
Yeah.
TV.
I know there was some very creative like football chants that they somehow adopted into a wrestling chant.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. Cody, is it that one?
Yeah, that's one. The wanker one, and the Bailey one.
Yeah, the Bailey was actually a football chant, right?
Hey, Bailey, that one. Hoo ha. Oh, that
Yeah.
one, but they've been chanting that one for a long, long time already for Bailey.
Yeah, since NXT days, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And for Sammy, there was a ole 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 chant. I don't know why.
Oh,
for
oh
Sammy.
yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
ole, ole,
ole.
ole, ole. You know
It's
why?
football
Because,
chant.
No, because previously in his past life he was El Generico ma. So they always ole.
Ole.
Because he's
Oh,
supposed
right,
to play.
right. That makes
He's
sense,
supposed to
makes
play a
sense.
Spanish luchador. So
Mm.
they started
Luchador,
doing that
okay.
chant in PWG
Right.
for him.
That
Oh
carried
my
through.
God, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But of
Yeah.
course, ole, ole, ole is a football chant as well, so it's hilarious lah.
Yeah. It fits.
Yeah, nice,
So-
nice. Okay.
There you go. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. That will be it for us here on the show today. Everybody, thank you for hanging out as well. I hope you makan your lunch already. And of course, if you haven't, check out one of our sponsors, Lemak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think both of us also need to start makaning, and I think probably Gaddafi need to have his breakfast already.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
sure.
By the way, everybody, happy belated Selamat Hari Raya, Haji.
Oh, thank
As
you
well.
so much.
That
Thank you
was
so much.
yesterday. So I hope everybody got a good rest as well. But yes, once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast. I can't wait to talk about Forbidden Door next week.
Yes. That should be fun.
There are a few stories. I think the Tony Storm angle will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Storm and Maria Shirakawa, right? Maria
Yeah,
Shirakawa.
but also there's Dual Destinies for those of us who are super hyped for Grapple Max's Dual Destinies. We have a very special interview coming up as well. That will be on next week's show. But once again, everybody have yourself a great Tuesday. As always, it's Mr. Young
And it's foreign in the building.
and
Take care,
Gaddafi
guys.
in Scotland as well.
Yes. Take care.
Take it easy, everybody.